We pledge love and loyalty to be country salo. My how we there, my how we born. We sweet, sweet salo. We not for make this country fall. Mama salo. We let we salo. At this we land we love. We not for make them fall. We let we salo. Then they thief the money, then they fly. They London, they Dubai, then they bye. We they are, we just a try. This year don't come up and dry eye. Then they thief the money, then they fly. They London, they Dubai, then they bye. We they are, we just a try. But this year don't come up and dry eye. We pledge we love and loyalty to be country salon. My how we there, my how we born. We sweet, sweet salon. We not for make this country fall. Mama salon. We let we salon. But this we land we love. We not for make them fall. We let we salon. But this we land we love. We not for make them fall. We let we salon.
Country, for the wreck the country. It's a witch. For the wreck the country, for the wreck the country. I guess I carpets, come on, Keraka. Come on, Konica, come on, Keraka. Chamucham, Maman Monica. Kaipom, come on, Konica. For the wreck the country, for the wreck the country. It's a witch. For the wreck the country, for the wreck the country. And they go and they beg. Shim. The people that they gen. Then Hagawa Shem. They make me go to chicken and the picture. Now we hope for today and the future. And the future, forgive them best scripture. They make me go to chicken and the picture. Now we hope for today and the future. We hope to forgive them best scripture.
We pledge love and loyalty to be country salo. My how we there, my how we born. We sweet, sweet salo. We not for make this country fall. Mama salo. We let we salo. But this we land we love. We not for make them fall. We let we salo.
We let we salo. As in no place like home. I like it, I come to them, I like it, I come fight them.
Yes, Crumble then. A good evening, a good afternoon, good day, good morning to the one that will be outside or just the clean. We sorry Monday will not be able to come on board because there were urgent other things to do. Will not be allowed for meet up the time. We want to assure you it's not going to be a repetitive something. We're not going to allow that, even though, well, of course, once in a while, come out, come to the first thing coming. Today, we can't discuss suicide and Salon. Salon, they can't talk about Salon today. We talk too much on Salon. And all the talk, oh, they talk, they be afraid. So now they can't talk today. The message in Sierra Leone and the stagnation where they bring. If not talk been they change things, then Salon for don't change. Because we don't talk, we don't swear, we don't curse, we don't pray. But it just they get worse. So now we take small break. Now we examine. This talk who they talk. Are the correct talk who they talk? Maybe we go still talk, but now we learn say sometimes what who they talk not incorrect. But before they go into that, let allow me co-host self tell you now because I know the terminal many. Now they refuse now for talk terminal many because I don't dey vex me. We don't talk ten nothing on the change.
Abonezi naye awisi kaka mami no seke no ngo sikori no to bambule mi na kabo plenty kushete na you know every day when we can hear me colleague and myself we dey take we time we look at the way things they unfold we dey try for rationally try for conceptualize the things them as they show themselves up for let we go able to understand them and how we understand them, we come and present unto you. But today, we talk about messaging. When you talk about message, the first thing where you will hear from the horizon, na communication. If you communicate, una get for be connected. Una get for dinner the same wavelength. And some people them refuse for dinner the same wavelength. Some people them refuse for listen because if you dey talk, the other person get for prepare for listen so that he go receive the message. Again, if you dey talk, what you dey talk, the message not dey carry the information where you want for carry, you go get the wrong message. The make we can talk. When they hear people they talk about misinformation, when they really talk about disinformation, when they hear about propaganda, and really, in we own case, na Sierra Leone, when they talk about propaganda, now where people then deliberately they play around with message for make them pass waiting and want you for sabi, even if waiting and they tell you not correct, but it is to their advantage. And that's not a help for build any community. You know the help.
Help.
We don't dey police habit propaganda for the longest time that we country. We don't depend on for so long. Well, now that make we say law we talk today. Waiting make people they talk, but things not seem for the move. Now the message now not correct. Now people not they listen, or now people not interested for listen, or the message where people in the give, you know digestible. That means to say people not they comprehend them. So Pajalo, and the order.
Well, you get two devices yonder way tuned to this thing or now one.
No, just one.
The echo. I don't know why.
Just one.
Okay. You see, message are a very important thing in the human life. Message now a very important thing in everything where they exist.
Mm-hmm.
That you will call prayer, na message. Message not only involve the word way they talk with your mouth. It begin with what you they think, what in there na your heart, and how it they make you see and understand the world. That's not the one side of the message. The other side of the message the world out there, what you they experience about them, what they impact you as a mortal man, what they influence your behavior, your reaction, and other thing, now the other side. So message is very important. Communication is very important. Not all communication they by word. Plenty type communication they sign. You can take touchlight to flash and treat them. The man we understand, they know what you mean. That one we not understand, they don't know what you mean. Not so.
Yep.
And if you flash touchlight treat them, to that man we not understand. But you mean for tell the person, say danger they come, oh, prepare. Then the person don't know the danger they come it I harm am.
They don't make any. Yeah.
Now the situation with the pan Sierra Leone exactly now. I want go to a quotation where a very popular somebody be make. The lady we been declare, we been read, the Declaration on Human Rights before the United Nations platform in 1949. The late wife of the late President Roosevelt, the president who was on a wheelchair and took America through the Second World War. And where Felino say, small minds discuss people, mediocres discuss events, great minds discuss ideas. I go repeat them. Small minds discuss people, mediocres discuss events, great minds discuss ideas. What are the implication of this statement? You focus. What you they discuss, it get a lot for do without you mind the think. It gets a lot for do with your understanding of the world. And your understanding of the world now it creates the ability for you for develop or not for develop. Development not to magic. Not to tell you they say cadabra, it come up, come meet you. It is your inner wish, your inner thoughts, your inner energies that bring about development. And development is not about roads and buildings. It's about how now all able live and get the best out of our environment, na in our development. Are you with me, sir?
I get you.
You see, if we take all what I don't say in the context of Sierra Leone, I am sure if we get a way for contact Meta, we ask them because now Meta they run WhatsApp now. We ask them say, now give me a rundown of Sierra Leonean fora on WhatsApp. Mister, you'll be surprised. Maybe we'll get over 500,000 Sierra Leonean fora.
Mhm.
If we are all that much on social media, if we're all that much talking about this one small place, why is it not getting better? Why? Let us ask this question. If everybody they talk like how it's every Sierra Leonean has an opinion to express. Everybody is talking, everybody is right. But all the same, things are not right in this small place with so much potentials and so much resources. Can't we see the message is wrong? With all of our social media, we go inside Sierra Leone. If you take statistics of all the radio stations, newspapers, etc., within the country, I am sure they run into hundreds. I am sure the radio stations operating in Sierra Leone today are over 150. I am sure the newspapers operating in Sierra Leone today, if they are not 100, they are close to 100. But why are things not changing? Why is it getting worse? Are we saying the right thing? Mr. Ture, over to you before we go
Well,
to.
I'm glad in the way we dey take this subject because you don't point very important areas there. And the areas that where you point, they are all valid, very valid, because there is no point for you communicate if the person the way they communicate to not to get the message, not to comprehend the message. That's the happen because we when they try to communicate to the people, first and foremost, we get for know factors which can be a barrier. And the barrier, it come in many ways. One, you talk about the internal barriers, where now the person the emotions, the psychology. You talk about physical barrier, where you talk about the language barrier. That means to say the language where the person they talk, to say don't understand them. Or sometimes the person gets some speech impediment. Sometimes the person is stammer, then bad stammer, you know, or the person in accent, kind of like, you know, they make the information interesting to you, so they put you off. So we have to take those things into consideration. And waiting at like the emotional one, and that is attitude, beliefs. Because we get some beliefs them when we get that we country, we're totally and utterly unprogressive. And some of them believe that it gets for do with some of the stigma they what we put by ourselves, the stereotypes them. Sometimes the person begin talking about but I know that people look at accent. Now Limba accent he get. But the person in Limba accent has nothing to do with how qualified that person may be as in educational ability. But just because you already get accent, you don't conclude because Sierra Leone and them.
But what, sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
When they say educational ability, what do you mean? Western education?
Western education, yes.
Is having Western education the only means by which somebody
But
able to
that is
think
that is
body?
one of the barrier. That is how quite a lot of people in our society think. That is why I brought it up.
Not a barrier. Barrier not something they happen by itself. What you create, not a barrier. Oh.
You know, well,
Now,
the thing is, it's a barrier because now you create them. Now we create them in our society. You
what
know,
is
because
it?
we we
We made it possible, but it's not a barrier.
we don't create certain how you call them emotional uh, issues them. What is stagnate we? When do they make we progress? Because some man don't come out, he feel to say the only education, now we go formal education. They should only listen to people them we get formal education. If somebody they stop myself because he they stop myself straight away, this is not a big book. I know they listen to them. And this are like you write A for them as big as possible. I know they listen to them. I know sabi nothing. Or you not go school, me go school, so I not for listen to them. So these are all barriers they create for ourselves.
I go lecture you use the word
Uh-huh.
deficiency. Although it sounds like big word,
Yeah, I know the meaning. I know the meaning of the word deficiency. What
find
I'm
out
talking about here, I talk about emotional barriers.
not for you.
Things
Now
that way,
they listen.
things that way they hamper we listening skills, we listening abilities. Because if somebody they pass message, they listen. you not gonna understand. And if the person they give you message where the language where they give you, you're not able to understand them. Like some man when they talk English, they get for use malapropism, verbosity, big words, like with politicians in Sierra Leone, when the man get for listen to, you get for go for a dictionary. They listen, So what is the point? You pass a message to somebody where to start with, first and foremost, don't think of the audience. Because what did they teach you before you give any form of talk or any lecture? First and foremost, you get to know the audience where you go deal with or where you go to talk.
Yeah. That's a very key point you have come up with.
So you have to say something like that.
I say go ahead.
Yeah.
Knowing your audience is a very key point.
Yes. And you see some perceptions in the way we the Sierra Leone we full of very negative perceptions, not so positive ones them all. Where where they mislead people them. Because you know very well for put fear upon people them. We don't do that for many years. Talking about things like Janet Bondu, na lie. Or with the freedom. They talk about Waput Jopi, then they talk about Kasela, then they talk about Loriaba, then they talk about Yellow Woman. These are all the kind of things them whether they do for make them emotionally, create some things that when you make people are not able for relax. Because forget information, you get for relax, you get for trust the person. That's another aspect. You get for trust the person. Because a person, as soon as it's about to say, Uda, they say, nah, Pajalo. You listen to what that person said. Straight away, you don't hamper, the message a delivery because the person not interested because of the person where they can't get the message, Then you get it psychological where you get person like people that get hearing impairment. Some people are deaf. I don't care how you holler, I don't get for hearing.
So you get for make sign.
You get for this sign, exactly. Then some man is spammer. They get difficulty for talk. Some man they lisp where they talk, then they talk until they say off of come back there. When they talk that it takes somebody for know you, for understand what you they say. Then you get people them way don't build some external kind of factors them. Like for instance, Usa when they go make the meeting or Usa when they go talk, like this way, they check what's background noise. If there's lots of background noise, it will affect the message. If the speaker, the way they use, not the sound right, it will affect the message. So you have to look into all that things. But Sierra Leone in particular, one of the biggest problems that the colonial mentality, we have to speak English. And the English show they try for talk. Now, one way full of malapropisms and verbosity, big words them, because they want to show off, say, there's sabi English, Then, but what is the point? We are no longer a colonial, we're not under colonial.
Coming at this point.
Okay.
You don't come to a point where I think you don't begin to address the issue of why we message is not correct. It's not about the belief alone we'll get in our head.
Yeah.
It's about how confused we are in our heads. When you talk about message, now two-way issue.
Mm-hmm.
You don't deal with the one side. The mouth they give the message. Now you deal with so. What about how they receive the message? Because the how they receive the message, if we're able to get some perception in mind for understand the message,
Mm-hmm.
most people that I discovered on WhatsApp fora, most people will not understand the message, but they respond to the message.
Mhm.
Then they look for keywords or key sounds. Call a name APC, then you don't create a negative message. Call a name Samurai, you don't create a negative or
And then they
positive.
listen to the rest of the message, and they can straight away. Lazy.
Yes.
Mhm.
You see, the messaging, now I make I begin with this quotation from Eleanor Roosevelt. Small minds discuss people. I have to be very honest. I dey read like WhatsApp all the time, but most times I know they respond. And when I dey read people and their responses, my honest opinion is that the greater percentage of Sierra Leoneans are small minds. It's all about people. This platform, if we be the kind of every day, they cost Samura, cost Anescoma, cost Madabio.
Oh God. We
They get
full,
thousands they
full,
can listen.
full of we like tabloid.
Not a tabloid, it's just our perception. It's not an issue of tabloid. There are tabloids that promote art, entertainment. They're not they discuss people and they discuss the nitty gritties of their areas then they. But we deep in we always get a wish for see somebody else castigated. We always get a wish for see somebody's image destroyed. We always get a wish for see or listen to the bad side of somebody else.
Mhm.
You understand?
Yeah.
That is not good for us. Yes, we know our politicians. Hey, I have no respect for them. That's why I call them idiots. But
And
at the same time, we never dwell on all the rubbish what them they do. Just focus on waiting for do for make we country go before. Because I wonder we understand one thing, Mr. Ture. We can preach efficiency in governance until thy kingdom come. But if we don't have a private sector where the people of Sierra Leone own that private sector, nothing will change in Sierra Leone.
I want you to underline that word own.
Yes.
Own. The word own,
OWN.
it is synonymous with your identity.
Yes.
It helps in building your self-esteem, your self-pride, your self-worth. In what? In your national brand. And what is that brand? Nationalism.
We don't have that kind of message, my brother.
That is the problem. Nameka Gladi, where you use the word own, I feel ticklish from my body because that is the key.
We concern more about talking who's the man be fat by himself than we talk about waiting for change salon.
Precisely.
Madabio is not the idiot. What do I about him?
We get the so-called independence.
Uh-huh.
First, you have to ask yourself if you give message on Independence Day.
Mhm.
What's in Independence Day? National independence means a country's freedom from external control.
A day that you should talk about your identity.
Identity. And that identity day, now una brand.
Exactly.
That is your brand. That is
Instead
what makes you uniquely,
of brand what?
you know.
So,
So,
they go brand what? Going to talk English to somebody who don't understand you?
but even if you
The
understand
English.
the language, that is colonial. It is external. If I can read this to you, A national independence means a country's freedom from external control, allowing it to govern itself and determine its own path. It involves a nation's ability to make its own laws, manage its own economy, conduct foreign relations, and participate in international organizations without undue interference.
How much of that they will qualify for?
Then you come now, you dey open up your language,
Listen to me, answer
the
me.
alien, to all them things they are at least so.
Buddy, almost violent Yahweh read so qualify for.
None,
Case closed.
none.
That's it.
And the people that they talk about this and that. Now only way we get them thing they are in we get politician them where they make an imprint of them thing they are when that them fail from 1961 for do.
Now you've come with a point. How can we get these things imprinted in our
DNA.
DNA? Okay,
Yes.
DNA. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Because maybe one say imprinted in our nervous system.
You can see that as well.
Correct. In our DNA.
Yes.
How can we get that done? It's by messaging.
That's it. That is it.
How many of us are on social media discussing these issues that border around how we should develop our national identity, how we should create a path forward for everybody? Instead, we sit down, they discuss the idiots, them how they keep we backward. We sit down, they discuss the events, them we not get for make we better.
Well, they don't even want we for let we be orientated in who we are. Because they know say immediately we get self-worth, self-pride, and we develop with self-esteem to a level where we feel say we are a people we get autonomy in something. They don't say they are done for. So they don't want that. Because
Mister,
yes.
you know in a colonization? On a visa colonization, I wouldn't count big army, then can't take over. Colonization, when your mind is kept under control. Your ability to think as a human being is tailored to suit a particular purpose. Then you are colonized.
Totally. Look at this.
Army can fire gun, pow, then take over. Army can fire gun and take over. But if you mind not they under control, you they take over. Asia then suffer military takeovers by Europeans, but we not suffer in Africa. In most parts of Africa, minus maybe South Africa, Namibia, maybe Kenya, but in most parts of Africa, we allowed ourselves to be voluntarily colonized. We participated in the colonization process because we admired what came to us. You understand? Now, after the one they wake out, the colonialism don't go, we were left. Rather than we sit down, we ask ourselves, but this kind way how they think and do things is correct for we.
Well, the mistake we don't make.
On the colonialists, they now for ourselves.
They're not left. The white are not left. They just transfer the black colonialists. They have not gone anywhere. They are still there.
Imran.
And the complexion no more indifferent.
Imran, you don't make a knocking with Dandy.
Yeah.
Huh? Come off on before independence. Me, I see independence, I attend them. I small, I attend independence. They load me in a train from Songo. The coach then paint the all green, white, and blue. Then they put the British flag and the Sierra Leone flag cross rope on the train coach.
Yeah, the Republic.
Up, we plate, we get the British flag and the Sierra Leone flag. Then load we from Songo. We come to Water Street, who side now then they call Wallace Johnson Street. That's how we that bus station there.
Yeah.
I have been the last train station.
Water.
When they put we down, now we take that double decker bus. Then carry we chain field inside the stadium there. So that 10 day, the stadium have been board and metal where then they take scaffold.
Yeah.
You understand? I mean they call the recre. Now the ceremony been take place with the whole day. Then give we food, then give we drinks. So you build it this so. Now be open land. They make fun fair. Some British groups let me go perform there. They make that circle, let me get one thing like cylinder, where then they ride motorbike, go up, then candle. We saw all that. But for God's sake, why is Boy Jalo not still colonized? You think the British man will be hand over power to me? They hand over power to me because I come up from a family who been they work for the British. My grandpa work for them, my papa and my mama work for them. The point at issue is we have refused to decolonize because we find it convenient to continue with what our forefathers did.
The status quo, the maintenance, because it works to the advantage of the 2%. The man, which you talk so now exactly the same thing I will say about my family.
Yeah.
You see, change.
Now, willing something.
It's deliberate.
It's deliberate.
It's deliberate.
Yeah.
You always have to do something to get something. You do nothing, don't expect anything.
Exactly.
And when you change from within, look, now you're back. Now I go back to the other definition of within our independence. They all they insist on one thing. National independence refers to the freedom of colonies from an empire, allowing them to govern themselves without external control.
And how does that happen? It happens when they change.
Well, now we see how this independence will pass. I will read a speech for you.
Mm-hmm.
You say, for decades, the destiny of Sierra Leone has been hijacked by self-interest, political tribalism, and regionalism, and short-sighted governance. This is to the man of Bonko Lincoln, Bonko Maria, Big V, Romulimbri.
There is dishonesty in that truth.
Then,
now, hearing me?
you go na Messima, you go na Nikabo, you go na Jereu, you go na Sembeu. This message, why would not be for a long time the future of Sierra Leone only as a man and pocket? Everybody can understand now one day. This is our language. This is our independence. This is not an Englishman's independence. This is our independence. And independence, where now imaginary, so far me concerned, you know, arrive here.
But our independence never exists.
When I make a point, would say it is imaginary.
Without a life, ourselves say we independent. So, but would they go bigger? How
then we have accommodated politicians. Say we don't have politicians.
I want to look at another side of the statement.
So that everybody, because when they make a speech or when they talk, when they communicate, not to the bourgeois that they think about, because they are always 2 or 1%. And you know they make a speech for the strong. The most important people wait for rich, now the weaker people in the society. And most in them plenty.
Yeah.
Now that you get for rich. And these people then they yearn for information. And now one of the reasons these women could get blogger they're all over this place. Why don't you come and talk to the people directly?
Who created the bloggers?
Now this kind of nonsense when they go on the vacuum with they.
Let them.
Now the vacuum.
Not a vacuum create bloggers.
My brother, when you look at the corridors of power, who do you see there as a leader? The corridor.
Why we get this thing straight?
Come on in.
The bloggers, you get two or three categories of bloggers. You have those who may want to do a genuine job to pass a message. You have those that are mouthpieces. You have those who may want to create a way of living for themselves.
Yeah.
Blogging. In Sierra Leone, the one that they blog for see genuine change, then they're in the minority. The majority of those claiming to be bloggers are either paid mouthpieces or they are doing it for an economic means.
Mm-hmm.
And so therefore, they are playing right into the hands of the politicians. The politicians fund them to talk what they want to be said. Okay? Or to write what they want to be read. When they are about state capture, when they get the message wrong. Because in Sierra Leone, everything that is wrong is about the political party in power alone. It's not about the political party in power alone. It's about the political class en masse. All of them are doing the same thing, but we are focused on who is in power. Because politics in Sierra Leone is privatized. When a party gets power, they have the freedom to do as they like. That's privatized politics. Where the public politics is practiced, when a party is in power, it does what the people want. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. So the bloggers that we are talking about, the under the Allah blogger, most of them, they do them for earn a living. And so they are easily infiltrated by these idiots passing as politicians, for they give the messages them, where they confuse the people more. So what you would end up with, listen to 90% of the bloggers in Sierra Leone. They talk about persons and events, not issues.
Persons, parties, interests,
and events.
That's it.
Not
And the thing where I find anemic amongst all of them things that I would talk about, and the nation. Sierra Leone, nobody will talk about Sierra Leone. Nobody not interested in Sierra Leone.
People are colonized. The messaging has colonized the people.
True.
I make what you say, the wait man not go, I say then go, but we were left, we're not honest. Dishonesty now in plenty per week. This thing where you read so just now, while I read them back. That quotation where you read.
Which one?
And the independence message.
Okay.
Where the person for talk in local language.
Okay. I'll come back. 1 second.
Where you say we have been this, we have been that.
For decades, the destiny of Sierra Leone has been hijacked by self-interest, political tribalism, and regional and short-sighted governance. It says accommodated politicians and leaders prioritizing power over people, party over country, and personal ambition over national purpose.
Who made that statement, if I may ask?
Now,
No, like call the name. Now a politician or now a citizen, ordinary. That's the most dishonest statement a politician can make. This is this dishonesty message. Now the dishonesty message this when they feed the people. Amanda, now then the pueluna is part of the puel. If they cook soon alone again power when he reach there, he go do the same thing or worse.
but I don't even understand why saying all of this, let me say
He
it's correct.
pointing blame,
Why?
accommodating responsibility, mister. That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
Exactly. I get your point with all clarity.
He's
But the
pointing.
fact is, it is not going to reach the people anyway with all this jargon. you know, because with all this jargon, it's not going to reach the people.
I want you understand something. The few when they read them, when they understand them, they don't understand the issue. They understand the complaint about the person.
Mhm.
They amplify it in the local. This is how these idiots operate. Then they amplify now with mandate chimney. Oh, now they don't talk so. Now they are the poor with country. He is part of the poor.
Well, the thing is, you want to go interpret them, wait for don't tell the person, say, another interpret for you. You said go talk to the people there. Because
Well,
if you are a Sierra Leonean, you they make a Sierra Leonean message for Sierra Leonean in an Independence Day. That message should reflect with identity. If
exactly.
you go talk with, because Namek, I read for you what it means by independence. What's in that independence? I go read them back. Eh? National independence refers to freedom of colonies from an empire, allowing them to govern themselves without external control. So by you speaking English language, now external influence, external control. That should not be your modus operandi. Your modus operandi from that day onwards, 1961. Now, for anything what you they do, you get for reflect who you are.
And I want to get this point. It's not only using an external language to say what he said, but the fact that the man is talking about independence and is casting blame, not taking responsibility. It tells you say you not get an independent mind.
The other
Any independent mind, when things wrong, they take responsibility. When me and you then, if anything go wrong, I they look at what's in my own part of the blame. You understand?
I get you clear.
It's what I did wrong, Imran. It's my fault. I am sorry.
Well,
That attitude of saying I am sorry would only happen to brave independent minds or with brave independent minds.
last week in we presentation, I
Mhm.
defined within maturity is. I still get an idea.
Okay.
Maturity is a multifaceted concept often described as the ability to take responsibility,
Yes, for your action and your conditions in life.
show empathy, and handle life challenges with grace and wisdom.
Exactly. Don't
So
go
you're right.
cast him. Stop playing
So
victim.
you're right.
We message in Sierra Leone is all about us being victims. For God's sake, is God against us?
This don't happen now. If you say we don't go through a lot of wrong ways, them not for do things. Now, I call upon everybody, let we come together. Let we begin to devise wisdom. We go reflect with identity. We go reflect with true character. With true character as a people. For let we go begin to develop what we get. Because Rome was not built, you know, in a day, in a small, kele kill monkey. Now we begin with what we get, with we own ideas. And he call upon all them people that were interested for how we do this. When Allah come together, let's start now. Time they against we always 61 years. That is taking responsibility.
Exactly. Exactly. And that show leadership.
Yeah.
We show leadership say you ready for make change happen. But for can begin to condemn this, then you tell them the biggest lie. When I be this, I'll do that. When you not even get the money. Something at the time we be the talker, I know be able to buy crepe for wearing my
We
friend.
not see the one we talk was a rest down there. We kind of can make rest cheap. Now the rest don't the price don't quadruple. You know? You see, then when they for you talk you know, let me like one thing I like for. You know they say go you come. Bang bang they say I know able fix this so I know able make up. You know, at least but I will still keep on day because the man say you're not able to do it. If you're not able to do it, I tell I say, well, pack your punches and you know. But Ghanaians, we are not able to do it because it comes back to the same damn thing. We are not a nation. We are a group of various people living in the same space of land. Sierra Leone is still not a nation until where we all agree, say, this space here, now we all get up. This space here, now we all get for make up to waiting what and for let it be. And this should be our identity. This should be our character. This should be the values that we're waiting. We all agree in those principles. I don't know if you get to try to try for say.
I understand you. I say as you know they listen, you know, they understand you.
Then we go begin to work as a people. But right now, all man get in your own enclave. You got him in the man enclave, you got it in the man enclave, you got it Soso man enclave, you got it Yalonka enclave. And other enclaves, then they exploit. When they talk, then talk there.
You know, you come with something. If let we assume one thing, let's make some assumptions. Let we build some hypotheses. What if now so we been done there before British man come? We've been there in enclaves. But the British man be able to deal with we 200 years, then left we go. What if we use that division day for profit? I am asking this because if we think say now we no more get tribalism, then we dey lie per ourselves. If we think say now we no more get divisions, we dey lie per ourselves. Even in Europe, then get them divisions, then they brought Belgium, then get divisions there. But why is it that these people are able to manage their affairs and make progress? Why can't we manage ours and make progress?
They get common value, they get common values, they get common interests, they get a collective purpose.
Interest, so we get common interest now, Salon.
The only interest with it, if you're not team knee, support team knee. If you're not APC, support APC. You know, but we do not get interest for be a good citizen inside Sierra Leone because we are failing in that area big time.
Into this. The common interest in Sierra Leone is that all of us want to steal and get rich.
That's it. That's it. And that's not how you build a nation.
Not for profit. Can we find a method to use that and stop stealing? Then we'll make profit for our nation.
Well, we begin for live a corporate life. Because you see, mortal man, God make we for let we cooperate with one another. For a man and a woman forget a successful marriage, they not they compete with one another, then they cooperate with one another. Now cooperation, they build marriage. If una can they, una want compete with each other, now law of the jungle, una go end up eat una self like wild animal. But when you get a society where this egoism we don't talk about, this selfishness, all man by himself, you know, because say usai kondo de mondo de, salona kondo de all man de mondo kapu kapu, and you get the one them where gets the right for it, while the other one in the staff, they don't care, they're not interested.
Because we privatize politics.
Exactly.
So
So
can we use our diversity to make politics more public?
make an corporate, make an inclusive.
Yes.
That's how it should be. Because even at the animal kingdom, why you feel to say, even when they go to school, we do about social insects.
Mhm.
But if we among them, then a colony, millions of them, then a colony, they're able to organize themselves. Now organize themselves, oh, bruh. How comes Sierra Leoneans we are not able to organize ourselves? In fact, one thing about we, any say we meet up, we not push and dog, we they fetch like wild animal amongst we say.
I read something this morning about honey bees.
Yeah.
The honey bee, when they don't reach certain age, when that can the old one and they come out and go sleep now, then flower. You know why?
Mm-mm.
They will die at any time. They don't want to die where the young ones are, so that they not go pollute.
The environment.
Yes.
So that they think about at every time of their lives and they think about the community.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's the exact point I wanted to make.
Yeah.
If those lower animals can think about community, what is wrong with us?
Well,
You see, at the council, you see, Imran, the messaging in Sierra Leone, I don't lead we to this Rotora Tao Depang. And the messaging in Sierra Leone, where they preach all the negatives, where they warm up all the energies, they come out from the educated class. It's in their best interest to stop it now. You know why?
mhm.
You know why?
Yeah, talk to me.
They are building something that will count on them someday. They're not a make effort for change the welfare of the people. Then they make effort for preach hate amongst the people so that they can continue in control. One day, that hate message, they do the people and they rise up against the one that will say no. You know thing FOB?
Mhm.
1998, the people were instigated to rise up. They killed and burnt a lot of people. This time, nobody is going to instigate anybody. They do the people and they lost temper, they retire. When then they rise up. They no one know whether in a APC or SLPP or BPC or whatever. As long as they see you say, now they at that level where they enjoy society, you are going to be a victim that day.
Yeah, waiting for the trigger.
You understand?
It's unfolding already.
Now, self-death, then they create for themselves, but they don't know. And the funniest thing is, they feel all these guys they have given guns will support them. And these guys, most of them having guns, wearing uniform, they are disgruntled. Most of them are living the same poor and bad conditions as the citizens. You
You.
know how they say this?
Mhm.
In this life that we live, every action has its consequences. If you do good, good they can meet you. If you do bad, bad they can meet you. I don't care how long it takes. If you prepare for do good in this life, do it. If it not meet you, it will meet you generations yet unborn. If you prepare for do bad in this world, do it. If you not meet you, they meet you generations yet unborn.
Mhm.
But me and you, we don't born as a low, don't they? We don't see Boku big man them. They don't die go, then picking the rebut them. They've gone into oblivion.
Well, let me tell you something. We a very significant, but unfortunately,
We have to change the messaging in Sierra
and
Leone.
then we supposed to do something about it. Then either incompetent, then deliberately wicked,
They
then
are deliberately wicked. That I would accept. Incompetence,
dishonest.
no.
Yeah, dishonest.
Yes.
See, when you with money, I'm like the country. See the attacks we get with traditional leader them, where they were in charge of the tradition, culture. That means to say, by the end of the day, issues for do with social justice, and then they deal with them, and then they get consultation. That is that the baseline. Because you remember during the Otax War, all the chiefs them gathered together, and then chairman when I be by Bure, then decide say they not they accept the Otax War. It was a consensus.
Tax.
That is from all the enclaves, all the country, not to one person make that decision.
Are they all?
All the community. Then they ask the chairman of the chiefs when I Bible for pass the message on. So that don't tell we for say the society don't always get that consensus in managing issues we get for do with social justice, we get for do with the society. Like for instance, this election will happen so. Not a politician, they don't supposed to be don't deal with that. Now the paramount chiefs them, the people them, who don't get a meeting, say to the politicians and say, nah, this is not acceptable. We are not going to accept it. And even when we get sense, you remember where chiefs can be the come with delegations, they kind of free town.
They may get council of chiefs.
Yes. You know,
As
wetin
a
they
council,
don't do, they don't take the paramount chief them, they can't mix them by politics. They don't dilute, mix up the whole place. So everybody don't corrupt this one system, rotten system. Now,
because politics is privatized.
yes, now the people them were supposed to be the custodian of we culture, with tradition, we way of life. Basically, your tradition and culture. This is our way of life. This is who we are. This is to do with our identity. This is to do with our history. This is to do with anthropology. Then take them, then go mix them inside this corrupt house, we they call parliament, until we detach or make some disconnection, some connection and hold on, we go for disconnect them. Because now at this, then they tell people and say paramount chiefs them, they support the government of the day. That is not their mandate. Paramount chiefs are meant to be neutral.
As a matter of fact, they are above the government of the day.
Exactly. And a
As,
lot of Australians don't know about these things.
as traditional trustees and executors of the assets of the people of Sierra Leone, paramount chiefs are above party politics.
Way above
They should be the arbitrators of Sierra Leone.
moral guarantors.
Like whether idiots them misbehave 2023, rather than we dey wait for moral guarantors for calm, now them then council been for sit down and say no, but this is not right.
Because
No, back.
in the portfolio of the paramount chiefs, what in a lot of people don't understand, then get a lot of customary people with lots of experience, ministers then what they serve them, what they call tribal authorities, tribal elders, bullies. These are people of different walks of life.
We had ministers before the British came. We had ministers working with these traditional leaders.
Exactly.
And let me give you an example. There is a king in Norway. There were several kings within different parts of Norway before it got amalgamated into one kingdom. You know how this country they operate? All those other kings then step down. The one king, 9 day. But you cannot take a decision without consulting them. You have to consult their families.
That's how you maintain peace.
And the king that we have has nothing to do with politics. The only political role now for accept who is elected as prime minister, he give him a letter of appointment, he congratulate him, they make small ceremony.
That's it.
When prime minister in term done, he go hand over back to and say, now you been give me look am.
At the
But
same
as
time,
a matter of fact, he is not the one electing the prime minister. The prime minister is elected. They are not the same
by the
system.
people are the same system again now. The same system.
But all those other chiefs, near me now, they may get a king now, a place where they call sign. In family, they. And they live quiet life like ordinary people. But any decision we concern this country, then they consult them.
By rights, minister not for go na area like outside Marampadi, they get paramount chief day, they get the tribal authorities then the minister and they go make a deal for them to go mind it. No!
Wrong!
And then
The
people they get the land.
natural resources of the country should be under the purview of the chiefs. They should have a council, National Resources Council, where any contract where they come to the country, then for be party to the signature. Then for no say, this day in what we prescribe, say for be we own interest. You see, our country is misleading itself. We think trying to be European or aping to be American is what is going to develop Sierra Leone.
That is the mentality of quite a lot of
God.
our people. Because they
And
feel
put our mentality. If you can oversee, you're able to work and buy motor car, buy 'em, but not look at as success. You are still just an ordinary hustler.
which is typical West African they think say development is. Now for come copy the skyscraper there, Europe and America they go build an Sierra Leone. They say na development. That is not development. That is far from development.
The richest country in Europe does not have skyscrapers. Norway.
Way
The tallest building in Norway, I'm not thinking past 20 stories.
where you begin putting on get locally, when I improve the way they function, the way we produce. And then the nine,
Mister,
yeah,
when I came to this country had all the money, but they were not putting it on buildings. You know, they put on
mm,
the people spend money per education, equip the school,
human resource.
spend money per hospitals, spend money per universities, spend money per research, spend money in building houses where then they put on mortgage the people then they pay for them. You understand? Because then get a rule in this country, nobody know for sleep in a street. The country is so cold. They know how cold almost eliminates them. These are the things we should be paying attention to in Sierra Leone,
Waiting,
not
I'm not
buying
much the word.
precious material things they pass with them.
Waiting, I tell you earlier. I not tell you say any sober society, any productive society, any developmentally oriented society, not to how they treat the powerful, not to how they provide for the rich, now how they treat the miskina, the weak, the poor, the minorities in the society. Now in they show how civilized that society they is. Norway, nobody know for sleep in the street. Not to the rich they worry about too. Now the one them way gets less. Whether you get less or not, it is a rule. Nobody knows sleep in the street.
You see this where they show you so?
For accommodate those that are the weakest.
You see this where they show you so?
Yeah.
Now the equivalent of what they call Sierra Leone Housing Corporation in Sierra Leone. Then call a house banking. Who's that na house? If you want a house in this country, you get forget certain amount of money where you don't save. Then the rest, the bank can give you loan. Okay?
Mhm.
If you not get that money, but you get a job, what they do, this institution, they give you that top up there. You take your mortgage, then you begin pay. Okay?
Mhm.
But when you they pay, then your money will then give you if you come last, not when they come first. Except if you dey live a reckless life. But if you not dey live a reckless life, you lost your job. Within that period where you jobless, where they look for other job, this institution they pay you mortgage for you. But then get time limit, 6 months. Because they expect you within 6 months if you don't get job. These are social safety nets
Yeah.
we can have in Sierra Leone. NACIT can do this if they are ready.
But the one that disabled person itself, they're not busy in Sierra Leone. If you not polio, you see polio they crawl in the street, pass with man can sorry for them, then
You talk
come
about God
house them, then give them how you call them uh, uh, um, tricycle or whatever. Thing for there, it go waiting immobility. The government's not interested and not care. I don't even know why we have social welfare. I don't even
Mr.
know what they do with social welfare in Sierra Leone.
Mister, now left down there first. Now to look at the basic infrastructure where they make noise about. Show me in Sierra Leone the facility where consider the disabled.
No,
They will building the other and they build them public buildings.
no,
That step for
no.
this
But the one that the mass last year the churches they don't get provision for the
the public highways, the footpath, then get what's in provision for disabled.
for you the worker say we get normal food, you not get side for worker properly. The one woman really say I don't say food to go first.
They make noise but fly over with them bill. Does it have provision for disabled?
None. The pavement outside people in the worker, the old and also the people in food and the fasting and broke. Naturally, they don't
Salary.
ever do anything in that country. They make policies them where they deal with the public, where they help the public, where they facilitate
Home.
nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Then you go read people like about, oh, they don't do well, they don't do this. It get for reflect by the people. They get for trickle down to the people. The people they get for feel am. When you do development, when you improve anything, not to you get for talk am. And the people, like the users, them, the service users, and then go know, and then go tell you. Everybody when you talk about Sierra Leone, and Subu line in the talk about. Then you come
Now,
out, you go build one flyover. That the whole of Preacher, you go build one grade. And the one grade where you go build, wheelchair users are not able for user.
na something I dey look for. Na something I dey look for. Where they very close to me now, yeah. Where they make the man on wheelchair, the one way old, everybody, you get a way for use them. Then fly over was it so. Even the one that was strong and capable, not all my able user. You see, our messaging has a problem. We get to learn how to give message in Sierra Leone. We message not to create the environment that we think and ask. What you for do that we country better? We not dey do them at all. Instead, the messaging they keep we far away from each other. We don't talk to each other, we talk at each other. And that has to stop.
Like all they talk now, so some man will just dislike you. They pay attention to what you they talk.
Well, if I'm
And the
for
personality they look at. Ah, Majala, not they go there.
if I'm for
I can see on social media sometimes Kutubu will say some things then. We're really smart. We're really innovative. We're really politically correct. But you get some people that will not go ever listen to Kutubu because now SLPP.
and see the course.
You know? Then some man go talk and say, oh, it a cause. These are the barriers and these. These are the barriers. Because sometimes information they come from who you least expect. And you can forget that hunger for go out, even at places them where you not normally can go. You go there for let you able for see what's going on. Like for instance, I listen to a lot of nonsense. And sometimes my nonsense is then they and then I can pick things that were very innovative.
You cannot learn if you don't listen to the other side. You cannot, Imran.
Well, Sierra Leone, SLPP not they listen to APC, APC not they listen to SLPP.
They think they know, and they don't know a thing, these people. All the one that the person claims say they don't know nothing.
Well,
All what they know na lie, Congosa, and thief.
and I will tell you about certain stigma that we don't put by ourselves and perceptions that we wrong. Now the South, now there's a big book, now there's a big book, now there's a big book past all man. I don't know how they pull that theory there. These are all things where they inhibit with development. Then you get people in back in the north where they come out. Now APC no more they do development. But what is development? Show me.
Mister, Mister, Mister.
Yeah.
When people keep praising themselves, ask them one simple question. With all this now they show me what has changed in Sierra Leone. Honestly, what has changed in Sierra Leone? The South then Sabi book. But some of the worst conditions now they meet them. So what in the book don't do for that part? The North, they claim say PC now then do well. But go there, like see what's in done well there.
All kinds of rubbish, negative stereotype in the area.
Our messaging what is stagnating us because we they refuse for see, we they refuse for understand, We they refuse to accept above all. Part of what in the message for do for any human being, now for accept when it is wrong and say I am wrong.
And the
Well,
other,
we can talk because we can get some gallop. We can talk backstage. We they accept say this is wrong, not
yep,
so so.
yep. Hmm.
We they accept. That's what is keeping us together.
Hmm.
If we not even get the grace and the courage to accept say we can be wrong, we not dey sit down and they talk.
A lot of people say we are Siamese twins. We agree on everything. No,
No,
we get bitter arguments them. We get serious debates them, and that is how we grow. And sometimes I go away and I come back and say, Pajalo, you be right. That thing I don't go find the other side. What you be see, you know? Some other thing there, instead of go talk and say, no, I think to say I overreact. I feel to say,
no,
that's how we manage. That's how we manage here. Because you see, sometimes when they talk about issues, it can get heated. All man feel to say na your position correct. But sometimes not when they talk about the issues, when they see the worth of putting the other person to talk. Now when you go see door, you go begin say to yourself,
yeah,
this makes sense so.
yeah.
Make I look deeper. And the more way you look deeper, the more you they see, say this person correct. It does not take um, a whole lifetime for you to accept, say, but I think I was wrong. And for
So
me, that
that's
is that is not only majority. That's where the strength is to accept you are wrong. Not to for be in your ego, a horse, you team up there with you, with you, how you call them, warp, whatever they call them. Then you they say,
yeah, bullet.
yeah, exactly. It's just not helpful. You know, so what even they say now is
That mean they me I don't know thinking kitchen.
for who the things them what we believe, especially where it can with stereotypes them where these are our own indigenous space tribes. The kind of stereotypes them women they man get for Tim man, where Tim man get for me man, where Creole man get for this.
What is stagnating us, my brother?
It's not you get some people that they create their fault. To start with, generalization now the first step of telling a lie.
Hold on this small bit. Low acceptation na the create them fault. How now want let this fault done? Now for cause them an effect?
No, but the thing is, generalization is always the first step of a lie.
Ask
Identifying a lie.
you're not the lay.
Uh-huh.
Now then create them fault. Now then men did them fault. Now then team need them fault. How una want let this fault done? Now for cause and effect or now for sidom low sebo? Why is it that we not able to live together? Let we ask ourselves. Let we find a way for make we get a dialogue.
Not to that Samura do where they say it don't sell. Because with society, we una get plaba, una get for continue, una
Are we sure he went for a dialogue or he was instructed to go and talk?
well possibly, but the fact is, from what me hearing when they talk, they say he go meet with the enemy. But that's what leaders do. They have
We
to meet and talk for men to go find a resolution.
are
Leaders, uh-huh.
better be the enemy. Well, they will not get salon.
But you get me point. I deliberately bring that point they come in for make we know for say we get an issue, serious issue, because you bring a point can say if hypothetically say it human and the problem. by causing them, I go solve the problem, or by
So,
engaging them. Now I make a tell you for say, hey, one certain person we don't go engage you, they say it's sell. Because the way we they look at things is so, you know, honestly, sometimes it can really trouble me. You know,
it's an historical disaster.
we take delight for being malicious, for keep malice, for another talk to them. But how you gonna resolve a problem if we are not dey talk?
Well, let me tell you something, Imran. Until and unless we get rid of that mentality of victims, until and unless we get rid of the mentality of waiting for some external power to solve our problems that we can solve ourselves.
And getting rid of the having my own back syndrome.
Yes. We will continue to be given the wrong messaging in Sierra Leone. Because the message in Sierra Leone, one, now victims. I'm the victim. Two, he hates me, so I have a right to hate him. Look at a young man who before don't make name for himself. He don't get power to them. Me no know that kill in Fambul or in Papa and Salon in Gap, they can kill people them. Why is Julius Madabio killing people in Sierra? Let him tell us.
Let me tell you something where you might know.
Mhm.
Now only in our community, man and woman they married, they're not the same house.
Mhm.
And they 6 months and they talk to each other.
Because he didn't say we.
Now Sierra Leone, you get couple and they together. Then get small misunderstanding. One they move going to the other room, the other one going to the other room. Then they go in at the same house 1 year.
Some man they day in a lifetime, they know they talk to each other. He didn't say 1 year.
This is a couple. This is a couple. They're supposed to be a couple.
Oh, mister, I know people who have been through that. Not to say what you they talking about Nancy story.
It's a common thing among we wait here.
Some done they almost a lifetime in the same house. They don't talk to each other. They don't have anything to do with each other. All man they go do what he get for do not treat, he come, he call it on and let he sleep.
Yeah. Then it talk back.
Then who?
It talk
Who
back
is
that
killing
say if
them?
I die safe, I not want time to me bury.
And he don't count another point. If I die, I don't want person and me buried.
Ah, that's a man come and talk now one day.
Who is coming to your funeral when you are dead?
Do you would you even care who that come because you don't know you don't know nothing.
You know?
That is how petty. That is real. That is the highest level of pettiness.
Usa will begin and they will don't come back. With perceptions.
Dante, I know what it is. Even when I die, I know what I'm buried. No, and tell all man no. It's not like if you go tell a blind man say, he get for a blind man go come out to talk and say in only one color suit in the world. How would you know if they give you red pair suit?
Well, I know. I know about anything. Or if you at Piasus,
Eh,
you go no one time.
exactly. How would you know? Well, you know this here. But you don't die, you don't go.
No, I like his chance if he go say no one time.
You don't die, you don't go. You know they feel, you know they see, you don't know nothing. You don't even, you are not orientated. You don't know where you are. Then you talk for say, I don't want to be buried. So when you die now, you didn't invite people, they forgot you buried.
You see, on a very serious note, thing are the main cause for the poor messaging in Sierra Leone?
Mm,
And our ego too big.
too much.
We get for control that. We get for understand, say, it no matter how much money we think say we get, It no matter how much knowledge we think so we get, it no matter how much qualification we think so we get, we are humans like the next man. If that man is sleeping at street, na poor man. Imagine if you were that one. And imagine if in had been you. Exchange and see what in that person they go through without living it. You understand? Because the only thing we connect with now we humanity. The humanity is there above all we material expectations. That poor man where they sleep in a treat. He get for die, just like you get all the money, he get for die. That poor man where they sleep in a treat, when he die, if we take and say before creation, everybody is equal, una all together for go meet up. Not so?
Mhm.
Una get for go meet up. You think so when you die, you dey go to all you gentry or all you book?
Yeah, what
You
mean?
know, therefore begin do na Sierra
They
Leone.
talk, hold on.
You dey talk to me? Okay. What you get for begin do na Sierra Leone?
Mhm.
If people think their status is more valuable than their humanity, let we, let we change the way we dey dig grave na Sierra Leone. Some man will feel say the material things are more valuable than humanity. Let we begin dig 20 feet grave for them. Where he die, all what you get on this wall, Lord put and they will put
Man,
up.
you see this egoism what they talk about, we get for do this topic here over and over and over. The place where you didn't know for say egoism na a plague na we country. Now when you in a classroom, you watch with teacher and they teach when they put big English and then picking them. Small picking them. Where
Now we
you for
now we camper now.
you
Me
for
don't think
teach them, you for teach them by bite size. Bite size. Now they begin give them. Some of the things them when they teach we, and I can sit down back, I can look at them. You know, you dey go tell small picking where you begin do mathematics in secondary school from one. Simplify. What is that simplify?
well, you not go blame them.
What is
You
that
know,
simplify?
you not go blame them. You know, Chindu. If that teacher go na school, he go na classroom, he go begin say, oh, we come at a coat. Then go say, this teacher not fit for teaching. True or false?
That's true. This is but because we are colonial.
Well, it's the mind.
Because we become one colonial teacher, we be the teach we and that part the all man of school they get division one for agriculture where they teach. Because in wake up at water bubbles, you know they can begin to tell you for say that for going to laboratory. He say where you gonna water side, you blow wind, you dey see the air. All man say, oh yes. Because straight away when they recognize what he mean. It dey break and come down. So
That's
in
the
our environment,
teach. That's the best way to teach. That's
exactly. People
the
are going to recognize. But even the way we they teach, they can for begin to use them big jargons. You know, confuse the picking them.
now we
Use
left the
what
now left the jargon, Imran.
ah,
You don't come with another thing about messaging, we're very important. Your natural man exists inside you.
mhm,
Your natural man, not a talk, but now they understand all what you the experience, whether not by word or by sound or by sight. You understand?
mhm,
When music play, some music they make you dance, not to so.
mhm,
Some music they make you feel sorry, not to
mhm,
so.
yeah,
Now you natural man they react so.
mhm,
And you natural man now in tune to your culture. Now in tune to your language, your native language. Now make UNESCO emphasize say we for use mother tongue for teach at certain level. What in that picking we born na kagbantama we sometimes na chimney environment you grow up. If you take her out of that place, automatically you go begin talk English to them. Then the messaging faulty.
Yeah.
But if you get her picking, for begin learn about water bubble, begin learn about apple, begin learn about ball, begin learn about summer, winter, we in not the sea.
You know they see, you know experience.
If you begin make that picking learn about that in your mommy language, you give them an equivalent climate where the picking go understand. You don't begin build an innovative scientific mind. I know they see this thing, but they don't describe and so how it turn. So they get the urge for find out,
Mhm.
inquiry. That's how you create development oriented minds. But when you go begin teach the Pekin in English, where you no understand. Then you go tell and say water is H2O. Where you not explain what in H mean, what in 2 mean, what in O mean.
Mhm.
Don't begin discourage the Pekin for thinking.
Exactly.
Is this approach now we don't take now, we don't grow into them, we don't perfect them. Now 90 politicians then they use. And they confuse the people rather than then talk to
Because
them.
then film say what them talk, then jargons and they 90 make people say Sabi book. Ah, it's my Sabi book.
Imran, I ask you one
Uh-huh.
question. From the time when you be they go school till you left salon, every year when they go read budget, you be they understand them.
Mhm.
You know what you do? They were not communicating with the people. They were only going there to talk jargons.
Exactly.
You name Sheikh don't come.
Exactly. Yeah, the guy left for just now. They are tired today.
Yes, for the welcome.
Abode, welcome, oh, welcome.
Man,
Hello?
yes, sir. You get me?
I know the area. What's happening?
You know, say na economists. Now they all don't pull that country. The economists there.
Papa,
Yes, sir. You get me?
What are the economists now? Now all they jargon them. The big economic jargon.
Now, I want to talk about that too. That
I know
jargon we
the
talk
area
about.
today. I don't know why.
Me the area.
You the area?
Yeah, the area, yes.
No, they read
Me, no,
Imran
I know the
Mala.
area. Me, it's off my
Wait,
range.
wait, la, dal, back.
Me the area clear.
Hello?
You know, you hear me?
Hello?
Yes.
I don't know.
Me the area. For the
Okay.
boss, me the area, and you know the area.
Now the connection. Now the connection.
Is that Jala
I
for the set
changed
back?
the connection, but it no matter.
For the now, all use them big jargon for economics for confusing people them. When they read that budget.
Like, Randy, I want to tell you, you say, who be the good school? We get them vocabulary, they only write 5 vocabulary
Today
every
I'm
day.
out of range. I know the one word oh now they talk.
Easy.
So, Jala, now for the setam, now for the setam. Imran, tell her, let the setam.
Okay. Now we go, now we see.
You
Did
hear
they
me?
talk?
Yeah, you talk at the area clear.
Uh-huh.
Some button you go
So,
don't
Jala,
press.
today,
Yeah, I
you know,
think
say,
so.
You go don't press some
now we
button.
can say, Imran, tell her, let the
Anyway,
setam.
let's go ahead.
Tell her, let the setam, let the setam.
He say let you reset time.
Now we'll go do it later.
Mm.
Let no worry.
Okay. Okay. So you know, so we get them vocabulary.
Oh,
When you
now
talk about
two king
messaging,
converse.
All right.
when you talk about messaging all the time. Imran will get them vocabulary. Oh, they write five
Yeah,
five. Who come now? They write them every day. We get every week. We get 5 vocabulary.
yeah, for
We get
memorize.
from 5.
Uh-huh.
Yes. No, we not say one be sophisticated now.
About with the program Michael
So,
West.
so all reach from 5, we on school, then they write essay every 2 weeks. They write essay, they write letter. All reach from 5, we go to the ordinary level. Now me, I write once or 10, I don't write down. Now because teacher I disgrace you publicly. Now he put me say, now he begin to pull the vocabulary and they say master, he go fail, he go fail. So that time I not do again now to all the people they want get.
Because they make you believe say that they word and I make you now that's the show how much English you sabi when you use them big jargon and they
Yes, now they count admiration. They admire you when you talk.
yes.
Because you get this kind of vocabulary the way you pull. I mean, you say no sabi. Because the danger about that all, according to teacher them, you know they will put them aside for put them. Now they fail them.
Yeah.
Because when you put a big terminology, then they look then they consider them 2 or 3 times before they mark you. Because you don't put it in vocabulary, you can't convince the examiner say you shall be English, you shall be vocabulary. And that thing you don't expose yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Anyway, you never talk about messaging.
Yeah.
Well, this is not the problem of Sierra Leone who we get exactly as I put them. You see, like who this one as who they talk about how to solve the problem. Mr. Jalo can talk, I always say, how much people they come here? Because the way they talk about like when I talk about gaslighting back that that flash owner they make.
Mhm.
You know, people then they be drawn to that like then they are come and talk, they see them car with one man, I don't know what he can talk about. Then they advertise some one Englishman or I don't know
Oh
come
yeah,
talk.
yeah. Reggie bring her come.
Yes. You know even watch that because to me, I don't know what the man they can't tell me who will solve the problem of the country. We know the problem of the country and we know how to solve them, but we choose for go other way. We know our problem. You see, anybody who sit on a face now where Mr. Jallo talk about gas when they say forum or I didn't call it bloggers. Then people are here, they're wholesome, they're wholesome side. They're wholesome side and they want keep to that. And I did them go, Mr. Jallo don't tire. Mhm. So
Yeah, go to talk that, you go to talk. Did he come?
they get interest,
Mm-hmm.
just wouldn't get. Now they didn't want make a platform.
Mm-hmm.
When they make a platform, they see them. Mike Berewa, we did a state household.
Yeah.
Just in a social media, it be the bully people like they make pop up and people for discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Now you discover them because we really talk. You can't go to salon. Now he didn't a state house. He come out the back, Mr. Ali, one Emmanuel Ali,
Yeah,
be the kind of
Emmanuel. Yeah. That they made too. We hold on plenty time, yeah.
yes. Mr. Jalo don't come on.
Yeah, they hear you now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you not give up.
Ah, this one Akurba. Now Kurba will not they take but Reba. Yes, but we talk, you don't know it.
Okay, so then people are all within a social media. We dey talk to them every day. They know they listen because waiting be waiting happen. Now they want look for job. They no look for sustainable job. Oh. They look for job where you say where you talk. They don't see. They know you. One person be in a forum. They call them waiting. They call it APC something. Yebu something like that.
Yeah. You're able to do.
And they look at this person. I say this not to APC. They talk like say they get the name for saying APC. That's what he call himself. I talk say this in idea them. This not to APC person. So in order to take when they make award in a state house, they get an award. na State House. Yes. Now the same that person, I don't know if it, because don't put in real name, so they don't get a job right now.
Yeah, that boy where they talk like woman.
Blogger, a recognized blogger.
Or
So
woman where they talk like man.
the survival mode, how they will survive.
Mm-hmm.
Even at the APC, now the same thing.
And they drag, yeah.
Alala till APC, so now the same thing that people them. Like Mr. Jallo talk say, then they talk about personalities. So then they talk about personalities all day. Then they talk about people. Now the APC don't can't deal with this problem. We therefore can't talk now about the party a central way how the party will go before they don't get that interested. Today I dey see that guy they go around AYV they talk Minkailu. Now why ask myself if Minkailu Kuruma, I dey ask myself AYV now pay them bar or they not get no content for talk about.
Well, I
If
think that they get fun for nonsense.
no, because the thing is what see, if you even way Mother Beauty goes on side, the father have life. Why they go to his politician and say life? If they pay you or waiting. What are the purpose for what
I
you let?
don't understand. Now SLBC, what will they call SLBS? Now I know the arena.
The question is, my brother,
Yeah,
who owns AIV?
But Jalo, you don't go low.
it's a yellow.
Who owns AYV? Now they ask.
Navo.
Nanavo, I ain't get that.
Are you surprised?
No, well, if I see today, Minkailu he did
Now one
this.
of the young boy that way and his grandma in power that one day.
Not a matter of honest Roma or non-honest Roma. What do they discuss now today? A typical example. Institutions in any country should work in the interest of developing the country.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
But when you privatize politics in a country as it has been privatized in Sierra Leone, even before independence, make ruling party get all the mandates for those they left, when the intellectuals of the country then believe say they for be mental slaves to a political party in power, that's what we get in Sierra Leone. Idiocy. A
Mm-hmm.
high level of idiocy. The same idea where they preach all the messages of a man when able to move a country from point A to A and R. Because for the 7 years the mother be under the power, we have not moved from point A to A and R. Let alone go to point B. You understand?
The question will be one for ask.
Well, I just finished the point.
Okay.
Sorry. You understand? This same station, tomorrow morning, a new leader come power from a new party, they will do the same thing. Because the mentality of victim, the mentality of dependency, now they influence the role they give,
Mm-hmm.
they influence the messages they will give to people. They will go tomorrow, even personify that personality as if he is the best more than any other one that has been. This is why I always tell the people that the intellectuals of Sierra Leone are responsible for the backwardness of our country. They are nothing but idiots. And me say, who don't want to vex, I don't care. They're idiots. Standards for do. If standards not do,
The
then
people them
want to sell, you know, seller.
the people that would talk about development. Where will be they come up? Where will be they grow up? Will we get a national?
One guy side.
Will we get a national?
Yeah,
Yeah. Now the question they ask so. Where will they grow up? Will we get a national radio broadcasting service? We not SLBS. SLBS with the Dewey News, Paminde, Timni, Limba, Creole, and if they provide news for the whole country. And then they make sure say everybody be catered for. Also SLBS don't go. Now I really call it SLBC. How comes AYV gets more a national status than with National Broadcasting Service? I don't hear you.
I said, do you want to know why?
Yeah, please. It's really baffling.
We get a privatized mentality, sir. We privatize ourselves. We don't have a country. We have a place where one set of administrators can go and do as they like. And they don't care the future of the country. It's a private enterprise. So even the government institutions, no matter. You don't talk about SLBC. Ask the ministry where una ministers then they run how efficient security are doing their job because they don't have any power to do job. Minister not they minister say so, minister say so, and most of these ministers don't even know how to scrub their buttocks. They don't.
Hmm.
This is how terrible our country has become.
It's so sad. SLBC, I know they read them at all now. AYV are the no more now.
Because
No,
the
because
private enterprise with their own. Who
and
work with the private enterprise? Nine are the voice of the private enterprise. That's
the,
all.
the, the, po- the point about SLBC or SLBS now, because the SLBS just did for propagate government things them. So people are not lost interest in them, you're not popular. So AYV, we been get small crowd. Now them now they use. Let's not forget to
Well,
Liberty we just
themselves will become unpopular.
I know now I want talking now. So now Mr. Jallo, if you watch now the view percentage of Liberty, they don't pass them all.
I know, because you need to liberty or
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I go there, excuse me quick.
Liberty don't they pass them all. Now imagine that now just 1 year, now 1 year network, because yes, when they come, then they grill the person. Then there, we Mike Berewa go na no we Mike Berewa go na Radio Democracy. He just go enjoy the way kind of liberty. It was very uncomfortable. Yes. No, no. I listen to the one way he go na Radio Democracy. He was so comfortable. Now he go change the narrative. No, not change the conversation this way. But when you kind of liberty, you're able to change the conversation. Anyway, one go then you go out and back inside and one time. So and then the problem about SLBS just there for the Vuvuzela government ministers, all the one the way they go there, now minister government. So they don't own them. So into such people don't really watch them. Not just waste of national resources. Imran asked this, no, he said, what you will get in common? And he talk about the importance of languages again. I want to talk about that in the Belgian context. He talks, Mr. Jala, I agree with them. The common interest way Belgium then get, for instance, Belgium get say we want to move this country forward. Then disagree to people and to people. They know what happen at the south. We don't even Sabiam. We don't even know what is happening until they, if not to kill and go kill somebody, if not to kill, they kill them. Or anything bad happen or weather or storms them. We're not going to know what happen there. That is how much the country divided. They don't want to know what happen. But the point here is I talk about languages again. That language who they try for minimize the importance of language. Now a very serious issue in Belgium. But they understand themselves. Mr. Jallo, if you take the train, first let's start with the Prime Minister. Anyhow you talk Dutch. If you know somebody talk Dutch, you know you be Prime Minister. Anyhow you want to talk on a problem, not a problem. If why talk out which kind of accent we talk But if you not because if you go na the Flanders side, you want to address person the people about French or English, then nobody listen to you. So therefore, if you want contest for election as a prime minister, you will go school first. The other prime minister who been get when a French guy. Now when he did prime minister, now he follow intensive Dutch lesson them. They can't talk na Flemish TV. Otherwise, then they laugh am when they talk. So that's so important. The train, if you take train na Belgium, you take the train na the French side. When you take am na French, they talk inside that train. Oh, all the conductor they na French, then they talk. Oh, Mr. Jalo, as that thing enter na Brussels, Brussels na two languages. Then they talk the two languages there. When you see that thing pass, you go na Flanders side. They have train. Then they talk French again until they come on the Dutch side. You see how they respect languages them. You see how they get respect for languages them. That train when we have been taken at the French side, when they talk French, they announce it don't cross over. They know you talk French. It's not allowed. It's not allowed.
And
You see,
if it was in Sierra Leone, not to that cause the war.
yes, there's a tribalism. There's a
You
tribalism.
know, you
So
know, Kabudi,
yes, sir.
unless and until the intellectuals of Sierra Leone unlearn and relearn, as Alvin Toffler say in Future Shock, our country is going to continue to do a lot.
Yeah. I count this talk here because when
Politics
I
should
first
not be privatized. It should be in the interest of the people. Belgium, they respect the interests of the people and create a situation and maintain the standards to make them and keep that going. Not so. All
yes,
waiting they do are because they respect the interests of the people. And I'm sure in those different regions in Belgium, then they teach the people in their languages from the native.
of course that I won't come back because I be very Imran talk this now say when you try for bottom say we talk about colonial the English. Yes, Mr. Jallo, for now it is accepted. See, if you know sabi read and write in English, no, to educated, even though not to so it be in normal sense. Because my papa, he one day go school, but nothing not the way they talk na radio way you for explain them.
I
You
can
don't teach yourself
remember
to
as
talk.
a small boy in Congo
Yeah,
where I was living with my grandfather who was the dispenser.
yeah.
The people them around the community in Amakonte, even when they come and sit down at the veranda, because the crowd is not sure that they can sit down, the weather long down to the way they put them near the window so that when they enter it, they louder. Enter and they come and sit down and listen to BBC speaking RP English. And you understand. Today we tell the people in the we tell
Yes,
them that we are the blood illiterate. We are
yes,
the ignorant. We don't understand who that will be. And the culture of the person talk to the Torah to show the educated people.
yeah. What I want to say about that? The only disadvantage we will get about this language is now the quality of education. The quality of education, will be higher because if you get for explain something by English, it will be a problem. Whilst if you don't say can describe this thing by Timely or Mende or Fuller, it will be easier for the person because you get enough vocabulary.
What is the essence of education?
Yeah, for let somebody know something,
And
you develop yourself.
what are the key to make the person understand
For
and
make you
know
develop yourself.
what are the key to make the person understand and not to the messaging and how you sound the message.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
And your messaging, the first thing what they determine on are your medium of communication, not so?
Yes, yes, not true.
And that is the language.
Yes.
If a child is born in a local or Limba or Tinini or Fulani background, they don't grow up from master and mother tongue. What if we say now the best language to communicate anything while between lamb from the term way for go kindergarten up to the term way they reach the beginning of English. Okay, mommy
Now the
language.
now the mami language. Now the mami language. Now if for use.
Why are we not training our teachers in those languages?
Because they say English is not the official language.
It no matter.
No, Mr. Jallo, now somebody write them.
I reckon,
Now
I
somebody
reckon, I reckon, I reckon. I'm talking as a professional teacher with 20 years experience teaching in Sierra Leone Tepil and the rest in Norway. When I came to Norway, I could speak English, I could write it. Also, it's a part, it's okay there, but I have to use Norwegian.
uh-huh.
If it was in Sierra Leone, and they say, oh, that man for speaking English. Not
Uh-huh.
so. Is English the Sierra Leonean language?
No.
90% of the Norwegians can speak English very well, but they are refusing to use it in their country.
Mr. Jallo,
Your ability
one
to
of
speak English does not make you educated. It's allowed you the ability to communicate. We national language, we for build the conceptual capacity of the people. We for build the intellectual and curiosity in the Peking. Let them want for no more. We put them backstage. Those who don't be talk with Torah can speak English. And most of us cannot even speak English. Most of us
yeah.
cannot.
It's me sister and begin it been go school, it dey talk na host Mr. Jallo, that begin nothing not even talk about. When you go class one, now you fail. Now in they ask him, they say, Haja, what happened? You now you go fail. He say, me I the shame for talk pancreas. You understand? He doesn't say no get sense. So he said all thing, but when they ask I know they talk. When they ask I know they talk. You see how much they don't create a boundary for lay land.
And who created it?
Now we.
You
I dey
don't,
talk
you
in
don't ever read this poem by this lady, Dorothy Notlalo.
no.
Children learn what they do. When the elders, what you would say, what you would they do, the message will they send to society. They only affect the one them, get the same education as you. They affect the young future generation. We make or destroy them by what they say and do. And as far as I know, Sierra Leone has always been destroying itself. If we want
Mr.
Sierra
Jallo,
Leone to change, we therefore accept what's wrong with we, the elders. We have to stop giving excuses.
Mm.
We have to. Nothing is right about what we have been doing in these 64 years. Everything is wrong. That's why some of us are seen as mistakes, because we see it the right way.
But can you imagine what we did primary school for? Tell teacher say, next day excuse you, want for use the toilet. He say, I'm going to defecate. Before the daddy ring a bell, I'm going to defecate. Can you imagine?
A lot so wrong with me that we even don't lost our identity and purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I think Sierra Leoneans will begin to understand. Your capacity to buy a house or a car has not made you better because you don't remove yourself from the natural self. There are Norwegian multi-billionaires. We meet them and they live simple life.
Is it? Yes.
There are Belgians, I'm sure you know, who are
If
very
for me, if I give the example, self, me former brother-in-law, father-in-law, na the head of the trade union na East Flanders, usa komot, usa bidi. The power in phone. Now they heavy. Where the power go? He say food. I want you this phone here. I tell him begin. I say the power begin to talk. Say this phone is good. This phone is very expensive. No, power no more. You know the power. You know na simple life they live. Boy, get money. Oh, you get money. So we now we no get money. Now we get the iPhone them, then Samsung them now with the change every 2 years with the anyone who come out to get them. That's how we live our lives.
Mhm.
we,
If
the
they,
local reporters them in the last 7 years now they live student life.
yeah,
Whether they
the
drive 150,000 in the car because they privatize politics. And those in the APC are ready to kill for that because they want to ape and live that foolish life.
that is all. Not to say now
Then we
anything the guy
come out
idea.
and they all run car overseas. Are we
Yes,
really thinking in Sierra Leone? Honestly, 1998 we will not be the get in the country and not get no business for commodity. Since I finished university, I've been in Sierra Leone. I go to Canada. Yeah, I start my country.
Hmm.
The message I don't do it is like this. It's in our best interest to sit quietly and think. How do we change the messaging so that all of us will live together? Because I don't care whether that person is talking Mende or Limba or Kono or Timini or Fufu.
mm.
We all get the same DNA.
You
Same
tell
DNA.
her. I gave me friend where he didn't have village up till 15 years before he come from one. He gets sophisticated in the vocabulary. Where he come from five, he sit ordinary level 5 times, start able to pass English. So that man if he dey talk, where he dey talk, the vocabulary we get, the parable we get per Timni, the way they express himself, that if not Timni be land, that na professor.
A man left Gandhi, and then the society for the 60 to 17.
No, but the thing is what I talk about, because when they say pass will learn by English, you see how much they
I did
limit.
talk about it. Ghana, we are colonized by India. Nigerians were colonized by India.
Yeah,
Kenyans colonized by India. These countries have not only developed their national languages, now go and Google translate or Google languages. You they mix their languages. Show me one Sierra Leone language you they can Google.
Salon is not a country where they grow, but
Then
in
we
all
are life we say we are tens of West Africa. Can we shut up and begin to think?
Papa, we don't know we identity. We don't know who we are. We are not orientated in anything Sierra Leone. And we don't want to be. We are not enthusiastic to try and achieve something on that score.
We think say thief and lion promotion qualification. Nigerians and Sabi thief pass
Oh,
credentials.
you see, we head of states there. We head of state and we opposition. When they talk to the people and they get for talk to me in English, when you talk, and for the international community, how many international people in our country? They all get communication department where they interpret for them. And most of those people they talk to you anyway.
Ivan, let me tell you something today.
Yeah.
Since 1958, America established a global language center with all the languages in the world. Then they interpret them. If you call somebody from Sierra Leone, you they talk to the person in America and it is interpreted. It's part of the CIA. I knew about that before.
I said, no. But why you they go disenfranchise? You young people now, your national environment.
These people
But
don't
please, foreign at it.
come, they come. These people don't care about us speaking to them in English, especially in this present day when you have apps that have been developed on your mobile phone where the person they talk once the app they on they translate them for you directly into the language of the choice. Can't we grow?
Well, they want to show off students are be English, not to nothing like that. Because at the end of the day, the German don't need you for talk English because German man and German and talk. Chinese man don't care if you talk English. Why you not go talk your language? If you're not proud in what you have, would I go be proud of? Would I go be proud of for
Pride.
you?
Don't put the pride aside. Don't put the pride aside. The most important resource a country has is its human resource. And the human resource can only be developed using the language
Yep.
that the human resource understands.
Mm-hmm.
All the people that when they take drugs today, then get a talent. Where if we be used with national languages for teaching them, those talents would have been useful to them. We they willfully create wastage because of we egocentric way of looking at life. So they all are development. What development is taking place in Syria? We'll go bigger than 20 million, 100 million. After all the years, when they don't effect for bigger. Now Donald Trump don't carry, don't lock MCC. So what's next? Are we going to China to beg? A country where 25, 30 years ago, then they wear uniform. We get shame. We really get shame inside we.
The thing about Sierra Leone is now the lack of, I mean, growth now in all aspects. We not get ambition even. Look at
I'm telling you, but for the painful.
yes. They then then they push the one within a state house. Now then they wouldn't they talk about this guy now Burkina Faso. Then they're against that guy now. Just because they cannot do anything.
Well, to start with, for get ambition a fantastic thing. But before you get the ambition, get a plan first. Who not even get a plan?
No. Even if the plan they because they not put that into law, anybody who can just a kick no more. It's law.
Mhm.
Look what you can do.
You know the other thing where funny but serious.
No, sir.
Certain people who think being in politics is an entitlement. And these are the ones causing the most damage. They always go around showing the new side.
Because
That's the other unfortunate thing about Syria. If Tabobo come, they begin do something about Burkina Faso, find out how we did it. Don't take it
yes, yes, yes,
What do
exactly.
you know?
Fine.
If you had known what to do, your country will not be in the mess that it is. A country that has the potential of growing into a multi-billion dollar economy.
Pajalo, they say you sound very low. People are complaining.
Yeah, no,
I don't know what happened.
it's okay, but it is not.
We get some new participants here today. I see Ajibu Tijanjalo. Papa, welcome. We appreciate you. Alusain Sankara Kamara. Well, you know, Manaus. We can see all the time. Then we get Martin. We join with today. Mr. Jalo, your sound is very low. Alusain Sankara, yeah, we know you. You know, furniture, as I said earlier. Una all welcome. And una Cabo Cabo Kusha, na all. Adibu Tijanjalo, Elda Imanti. Did I hear you say now one of the man way and Toma Empower referring to Michael Kuruma is that is not to him at the talk about to Tijan na Navo at the talk about we get AYZ. Now Navo at the talk about one of the young boys and gentle and he empower. I think you misheard me.
Well, I've been seeing messaging like this one.
Anyway,
We don't
Papa
talk.
America love una and live una Pature.
Yes, sir.
Papa, today you crisp. When I say crisp, when you talk so it's like then a crackling from cucumber, young cucumber. But Jalo now we I'm like I already eat it. Anyway, Pamulem, na we come, na me they go, me go level alone at the try, it's got to go. When I have a good night and God bless.
I,
You the young boy, now you the run for go sleep. Bye bye. Ada,
so
as we say in Norwegian, Ada, we keep on.
Mother,
Ah, 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 Ada.
oh, no, they say mother. So they talk mother na Norway.
They're not Sabiana.
Ziwada.
It's harder, harder, bra, harder.
Okay.
We snack is on.
Well, me granny be they say when you say buy, you say buy. I don't get nothing for sales. We go see.
You see, Mr. Jallo, you see how they limit people ability for learn or for express themselves with these borrowed languages. Now only Black Africa, particularly Sierra Leone, did
And
this
that
thing
is
day.
why we are not developing.
Yes,
Development is not about minerals. It's about your ability to use the maximum talents in your country. South
and
Korea
then
does not have a single mineral, but it's a developed economy. Singapore is a developed
now,
economy.
now one also they say during independence, Salon better than was better than Singapore,
Far, 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 far. Miles apart. Malaysia.
and
Malaysia will be miles apart from. Look at them today. Cuba. Cuba. Their
yeah,
level of human resource development, the rate at which then they change in the next decade, Cuba is going to be an economic power in that middle America. We all
like
them now we they wait for development partners. I don't know what are we really
no no.
thinking in Sierra Leone?
Because we want to be lazy. All the problem about we politicians there now lazy thinking. This development partner then think say that money within the crowd it better than them use their brains. Look Burkina Faso. Salon get more
And let me tell you something. In the next decade, international aid and assistance is going to be slimmed down to the
yes.
level that, as a
E- e-
matter of fact, they are beginning to implement the Kofi Annan approach. Kofi Annan, as Secretary General in the United Nations, did um, recommend that they put more money into private sector institutions that have little to do with politics. Now, the United Nations don't begin establish them kind of institutions. If you go now look at most of the funders, you will see them call it community fund for common funds for commodities, then get the other one. Check them background. A United Nations semi-autonomous institutions where they fund development projects. And they
Mr.
are not
Jallo,
dealing with the politicians.
Mr. Jallo, the dynamic they say, we own generation, we don't get politicians, we don't come prove say, these development partners or IMF, World Bank, they are not there to help Africa. We
They
can do
are
it.
not.
Okay, look what happened at Tanzania. The man come, he meets loans on table. He scrap them all, he slash government expenditure, he do this, he do that. In 5 years, what he do? The second time, he win them easily. Commodity, look the man now, Burkina Faso. Now, young man, we just come about 2 years ago. Today, he gonna the inauguration of the Ghanaian president. Now, all man, the clap for. Where the man, Burkina Faso, Salonge mineral pass Burkina Faso by far.
Burkina Faso, I think they get gold and some
Now gold,
they
na the
get some
na
uranium,
yeah.
and
No,
there's a
they
possibility to discover crude oil.
yes. But the thing here is that no, I don't think we get
Them
crude.
Sahel region, they're very rich.
Yeah.
Only
The
that they're
thing,
not been done do a lot of geological surveys, so they don't know most
yes.
of what in they get.
The thing here is, Mr. Jallo, the man came 2 years ago. So in for them, Law left that research force about geology, about all other things them. Now what he in just don't see as they grow up, now he can develop on. So say, first of all, we don't want IMF business, we don't want World Bank business now, yeah, na Burkina Faso issue. Now this that. We today, then just the old man they talk about international partners, even electricity. Now look what happened. Then we don't go make this MCC. Me tell you, they're not confirm it too, but it look like see they're not scrap 'em.
MTC
So
is going to close down.
so the thing is here.
America, they closed down most of the government aid.
So they don't count this MCC. They say they can develop the electricity distribution, the cable them, the networking, the infrastructure for electricity. They say they can't
Not
spend.
to be MCC, not to be MCC. You
No, they
see, the
say.
other thing is
Mm,
they lie too much on the politicians. This electricity project where they gone, now 2014 is start. Project cycles take time, especially projects of then dimensions like this. And it is not a project for any political party. It's a project that is agreed on by the international community. Just like the international community working in tandem with African Development Bank and then start that West African Power Pool. That project started long in the days of Tijan Kabaka. But Tijan Kabaka with an agreement. And
no, well,
most of them projects here when they do so, the approach to the implementation has changed because they want to ensure that some of them are properly done. Why? Because they want to begin to create pools of development in Africa for minimize migration. Europe and America no want we. They know they talk no more. And population they're old. The money they get for take care of the old people. Go they left for country, then can't see them now in countries. If we not a work, we depend on the welfare, a problem. Politically, economically, and socially. So now they are gradually looking at how to take development to those areas that are underdeveloped. And in fact, that's why they are speeding up this private sector engagement. We'll begin pump more money into private sector than passing the monies through the political wing. You understand?
yes.
There is gradual change in the global dynamics. It's more about business than aid.
The thing what where I'm going to talk about that electricity program, I know they dispute the fact say uh the thing not on begin 2014 or whenever it starts. But them they make it specifically clear now say them they can't develop the networking.
Yeah, because that's
Because
what we need. I'll tell you
yes,
something. If we have the correct network nationwide, you can use different technologies, create power, generate power, you put them into the network. Norway has over 200 companies generating power. Most of them are mini hydro dams owned by private persons. And they put
yes,
them into the power pool. What
they
they
sell them.
supply, when they buy them, they pay.
Yes. So Jalo, we did it in Belgium, so the use of the coal mining system, and still they use that electricity. Then they use that in alcohol, that nuclear electricity, and they use them. Then they use them till today because then they want shut them down. When they say they don't want to create any shortage,
Yeah,
there are
because
several times.
the demand for power is very high,
Yes, several.
especially now that they try for move away from that gas heating.
Yes,
Most countries
yes.
are now going electric with their heating system.
Yes. So then several times don't they we then don't make a proclamation say then they can't scrap them, but they're not able because they say they no one cause any shortage. You see, and I come back to the point who have been talking we talk about the messaging about in the society. You see back the address of the president also I don't understand and a person can write am for Amba or I mean in the read them first before you come to the public. When you look at that kind of message,
I think the last point we're making, I make more sense. Does he read it before coming to make it?
yes, because okay, first of all, they don't stick by this English business. Maybe instances get problem for understand the English. We did it by that document. So instead of for goodness sake, when you talk anything there, so not the talk begin they go and direct things there, who side that thing don't come. Then you the kind of power with promises say and they can't solve the problem. Because all man get manifesto, all man get promises. If you don't need it for 7 years, you still dey draw. Most of the thing the wey people dey claim credit for, nothing they will not make any significance to the lives of the people. Like they begin to talk about maternal mortality, the candor, you talk about say free education. Hello, education don't become so expensive that
You know,
uh,
let me say one thing and say it clearly.
is a
There is nowhere on earth where education is free.
mm,
There are only non-fee education, but somebody pays for it. Norway, you can go to school, you can go to university, nobody is charging you a fee. As I sit here, if I want a PhD, I would apply to the University of Bergen. They'll give me an admission. For my age, they will tailor it to meet my needs. Maybe they'll spread it over 5 years. I do my research, I do everything. Then I get a PhD. It's not going to cost me a dime, but somebody's paying for it. Who? I am part of those paying for it.
that,
Every tax
yes,
we pay, a percentage of them they go towards education.
yes. But now this we not communicate this way to people.
Yeah,
Say
because we messaging not mean for the develop we country. We messaging mean for sell with stupid egos them. We they blindfold the people there. They can't do this for now free. So now even
yes.
get the money for one and they go and talk. Well then
Ma,
the
ma,
coat and necktie, they go bigger.
May I tell you how it affects me,
We
the
can,
language.
they come. I don't want to cut this off. We can run education in Sierra Leone if we are ready. And we would have some of the most equipped schools in Africa.
Yes.
Create trust. Get Sierra Leonean. So that they put $1, $5, $10. Let that money go na that trust. Get people them will get ethics for run that institution. Invest in a business, we'll go they bring profit into the trust. Use the interest on the profit to fund education.
You know,
With
say,
all the education what they claim na say, then why are we not thinking out of the box? Because we
no,
egoistic.
yes, because politics don't cloud to
Not
thinking.
the politics now, we ego. Politics is all over the world. But I'm a member of the
No,
Labour Party in Norway. I've been elected in this country, but you don't use your ego in this place. You use it, they bring you down. Now we ego now problem.
it's terrible. Now, politics now the surviving thing in a salon right now for people who go
They're not
school.
been elect you now.
No, me, I know mental politics. I just we just be they do. I just go organize election. Me, I be corner.
But you not mistaken that. Therefore, did with you. You
No,
know that.
uh, let me tell you how language, like we talk of messaging, it affects me personally. What I come to Europe. I been almost they complete me first degree. We are run from Saloon. I come. Kajalo, na Belgium, if you learn pan Dutch, like we talk now free. But we say you degree now, you want to English now, you dey pay for yourself. So come day, me and me one me man, we na be me senior, we enter immediate na pa you know two, na himself run. So we income himself we say what you do bra. Himself me and he will sit down in that dilemma. We not go again na school because of the language barrier. Zajalo, they say can't write.
Not learn the language.
No, they would write Dutch standard. Like what I tell you, just know what I'm a friend. We sabi the language, but we can make our English na problem. So we've been on the grounded for write English. Now we don't can't stop on other language. He will write Dutch. As I talk Dutch, I they discuss, but that standard one at university, Mr. Jallo. I don't know about Norwegian, no.
Well, we now then get schools the way they go.
No,
Only
he dey
that
go there.
only that
He dey
thing
go
they
there.
take you 2 years.
Mr. Jallo, boy, it don't take more than 2 years. I dey try to tell about this language. Ask anybody. Ask anybody. Well,
But
not difficult.
your language not different from me, you know.
No, Mr. Jallo, them people in the
Almost
language.
alphabets when I get power now.
Apart from the 26 alphabets, they get about three extra.
Not the same now, na 29.
Yeah, so
You get
eh,
them
they,
diphthongs, them R, A, O.
no, Mr. Jallo, the Dutch language, I want to ask back anybody for German. German is difficult for write past Dutch. Wale, I think ask anybody about go
Bafode,
past.
Bafode.
Yeah,
I know they talk German, but one thing I know, when you study Scandinavian languages, you
Mr. Jallo,
understand,
I'm not
you
talk about the spoken.
understand how they
No,
come.
no.
They're all not the same Germanic languages. They use the 29 alphabet. The Anglo Romanic language then, I then get 26 alphabets. Yeah, the words then different. Some the meaning then are the same. Some the different. Like in German, you say good morning. Also, guten
Hmm.
Morgen. Also,
Yes.
the Norwegian say good morning. Are the same. Then they spell it.
Mr. Jallo, you go this different. I know you talk about spoken. Spoken, that's not the way you talk. Where I not
I
understand. No topic, not the
understand what they
not
say.
to top, not to I know the problem for spoken language. The problem
You
there
know,
is
saying that the problem where we foreigners they face all kind of them place, yeah.
no.
Not more about learning the lexical language. It's more about the time available for make we learn the language. Imagine you come, you're there on your own, you get for go hustle, you get for pay your rent, you get for pay your bills. After you come hustle, you don't tire. You get the will for study, but you go don't tire. And language, the only way they learn them, the written one for learn them grammatically, you get for read them and practice them like way they practice maths. The spoken one, you they able learn because until you dey in the environment and they talk every day, you
Mm-hmm.
go able to talk them. But when it come for read and write them, you get to do the practical. In Norway, I don't know if not the same system they Belgium. Then get 3 levels of language certification. The first one are the spoken one, what they call muntly. You get the other one when a comprehension. Then you get the third one when the most difficult one where they talk about. So the written language, this lexical mastery of the language. And that one will make you reach there. You get forget time for study. You get for practice. You
Mr. Dallo,
understand?
yeah, I will tell you this because you they talk from that perspective. Me, now build on why they try to tell you so. Because this will talk about language, the messaging, about education, why we not dey go before, why we not develop yourself.
Now the difficulties that they talk about. So just
Yes,
imagine you will don't go university. Each
yes,
time you they get this problem. Now
yes.
people when they
Well,
go pull in a village, when na imami language is sabi, you can put and put that automatic shock. Begin to talk to a language where you don't understand. Before they begin they come up and that trauma, but begin say, oh, now this are for sabi. Oh." Then you go begin to tell them, but hydrogen and oxygen.
Mr. Dallo,
By the
this
time
one.
they begin the Ben curve, you begin tell them about Pythagoras. You be say, yes, Abi.
Because this who they talk to, let me tell you, their language is so much difficult every year. Every year, then they bring journalists, then they bring university people, then put them inside one room, then they mix them. The Dutch people,
Okay, then get a standardization
yeah,
process. Like how the
every
French,
year.
how the French then first them, the
No,
university they Sorbonne.
not to
Now
that
they
I mean, no.
now what they
Every
be.
year, then they do like say competition. Who
For
does be
university.
write Dutch? Who does
Okay,
be write Dutch?
okay. Amongst
So
themselves.
yes, Mr.
Now
Jallo,
if you see them they do that, you always happen.
Mr. Jallo, inside that like, they put up on TV. Then they mark the journalists them, then they mark them 30%, 20%. That's what they pass. They fail them woefully.
Well,
Sometimes,
you who say tell yourself now, you know. I don't know
nah,
why them born get now.
no, no. That language, the language for education, for development of an individual, the way important for let you use the mother tongue. Mr. Jallo, now, yeah, I can't discover that. Most of my friends, they even one lady where instead we don't get in bachelor from Cameroon, you don't get in masters. Now if you go to learn social studies in Dutch, that lady struggles so the same comment when they give me in our school, nine them they give say the standard is too low.
You see this?
The standard
Do we celebrate this in Sierra Leone? We even know Botam International Mother Tongue Day.
no. We know what that. No, no, no what
The
that.
21st of February every year is International Mother Tongue Day. We dey go and celebrate all other things, but the one way for make it better, we for create that awareness for build with human resource. We not care.
Anyway, until today we talk about the language, the communication, the messaging. Because one talks in now today, Saturday, then they see, then tomorrow, then get International Labor Day, something like that,
Yeah,
a public
tomorrow na the
holiday.
1st of May.
You know, say na UK you no get holiday for that.
Well, I don't know why labor
No,
dey
UK
talk.
UK they not get that international women's day when they make for na salon. They not get Labor Day. They not get holiday na UK because it's
Labor Day is international.
I know say international. I know say na Belgium back na holiday. But UK, we say capitalism day.
Norway na holiday.
I know say we say inside America back we say capitalism day. They not get holiday for that.
Well, capitalist societies they no respect.
No, they don't get time for that kind of
They
thing.
no respect the union movement.
Mr. Jalo, you know how much that need the cost an economy per day for Sidom? You a poor country, you say right now IMF say no can collect more revenues. You don't want all day. Inside this year, now how much days they don't see the whole not the work.
But I not say the now holiday they bring money from.
No, it bring money to the country. Just the volume of the money comparatively.
But yeah, I mean,
Because
in an organized economy, before any holiday, people then they go buy food and buy all that things and carry now they also not so.
yes,
That's money going into the economy.
but we now, you know, see we depend on for say
Mm.
how much when you come on a street like where NRA come on a street for one meet them shop man them. That's how they make money. Now how much that activity where the keeper then they go collect money
But
and they would make
who caused it? Let us ask. Who caused all them problems? Yeah.
now lack of policy.
A lack of proper management, not all policy, not proper management. And the management cannot be there if you don't have the mentality. You can have all the best policies. If you don't have the mentality to maintain standards, it will not be there. From the days of an Escobar on the talk say, before trying, let we make the public finance electronic. Economies where they go electronic with the public finance, it's easy for them to track and trace taxable income.
Indeed.
Over the last 8 years, I have not used a single coin in Norway, nor even a single, uh, how do we call it again? Because here and they call the paper money sigla.
Okay.
Everything is electronic. From the phone, I dey buy. If I go, I don't pay. I just dey pass the things over the scanner. They don't read.
You
I
know
know they
say
say we for reach that level, but now we have mobile money in Sierra Leone.
no, because then if they do mobile money, they will able to trace their activities, so they will not do it.
Stop,
Because remember,
stop circulating cash.
look COVID, what did they do COVID? Then they took money, then the government when they took money, Kerango said that they can pay cash. The money will come. Can you imagine that?
You know, it's just because people in governance want to maintain corruption, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. I
Nothing
agree with
more,
you.
nothing less.
Yes, there's no one for let them be accountable tomorrow because if not 2 million we them pay through electronic cash, you go see them say 2 million, you don't cross the line, so you go able to see them. So then they make sure say they not bring anything electronic, then go able do their things. So
Well,
anyway,
a
the
bank
bottom line
can.
about politicians, Nasa alone, is that we all the kind of politics because we want maintain a living standard we will not even maintain on we own. But I make you dey see. Now the one they all we doing na SLPP government now, then get business, then some then get filling station them, some then get shop them, some get supermarket them. All man go they don't go
But
get capital.
let me ask a simple question. All the establishments that would make, is the economy capable of maintaining them?
Mr. Jalal, first, and they're not going to maintain it because we see this no power change.
No,
You,
not left
you
the power, not left the power. Imagine say I
yeah,
go open a supermarket in a Sierra Leone. How much people they able to buy in a supermarket?
the only will depend on you in management skills. If you know what's in our business,
Are you sure? You
then
can't
yes,
If you have a population of 8 million and only have 200 or 500,000 that have the capacity to consume goods and services,
Yeah, it will affect you. That's it will
that's the
affect you.
situation in Sierra Leone. It's not about
Yeah, it,
management skills.
it will affect you. But all what I dey try to talk about here is that when you do business, Mr. Jallo, me na possible. Me are business oriented from one small.
Mhm.
Uh, I dey look me where they say holiday, Christmas holiday, that 2 weeks. I dey sell inside 2 weeks. I add 1 weekday, 3 weeks before I go back
What
to
you
school.
mean they sell?
I dey sell all thing. Anything where they go buy now.
They sell things them where people them able afford day
Yes,
to day.
basic things them.
Yes. But
Even where I go, where
let
I go
we
na free
say,
town.
within our politics, you go build hotel them. How much people able afford that?
Well, that make I say is that the management, because if you no say hotel, not to something we get. I mean, it get some ups and downs.
Or
If you
when
go,
you dey on politics, you go open supermarket, they bring imported goods they sell because you get a clientele of 50 or 100 people they come there every day, they can't show off their ego. Do you think that is sustainable business?
I don't know. I mean, that business. Why you talk to so me where I even work on a free town. What we call it in a free town. Anything work, I dey look for goods them. One time they work come holiday na food brush they sell. I make money. I turn back. The other day work come dey na half back they sell. I make money. I turn back.
Yes,
I dey,
those are things that even the ordinary man can afford.
exactly. And
But you
in,
know they understand the direction me they seek.
no, I get you say, for instance, you na politician, you go open a supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
How much people and get the buying power for making them buy goods from his store?
If you're not a politician, you build a storehouse or a warehouse, you they sell, you they buy wholesale goods, can put today, things that way no say people and they use every day. If you left politics, sir, that business they still they continue.
Yes, indeed.
Not so?
Yes, yes.
Because business is not about how much money you put now, the kind of goods and service where they
We
sell
we sell.
and the
Yes,
demand and supply for it.
yes,
Not so?
yes, sir. I agree with you completely.
This is where these guys are getting it wrong. Now the
The other
point
thing
is
back,
what we want bring you to.
the other thing back, Mr. Jallo, we then they miss. You for sabi business before you put on for business.
No, they on the business, not the money.
No, that's what they think. Because then, then visit we now
Business
we get ten thousand
is not
dollars.
about money.
No, they don't know that. I mean, I say is
Business
that,
is about your ability to sell what people have demand for.
and you make sure back say where you get business, your expenditure, you know for for pass how much is the profit. All the business.
Not to only that. If you really want to do a sustainable business, you therefore not say your first 5 years now investment period.
No, well, then you talk about big business. I mean, I
No,
talk about
not
this.
a, and they talk about small business.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know what you mean by big business.
Because when
But
you talk
what
about big,
they
because
say, any
mm,
business where the money they below 1 million, if you get for grow, you get for take a period of 5 years.
yes, but I make a that hotel say now. You talk to somebody where throughout my life I don't grow business. Mr. Jallo, I don't tell you the other time. I start business with we start with 7 pound when I 14 million. I've been talking the other time, right?
Yeah, I buy wood and sell.
They buy wood. That money they go up to 74 pound
And
when
nobody will be left on that business until you don't get money.
Mr. Jallo, we made money. We made money anyway. I
Me
know we
when,
just come back.
me when they talk
The,
to you, I get one regret where I can look and say, okay, so be it. When I left school, the week where I left school, I get a job as agent for Sierra Fisheries in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
I was sent to handle a whole depot at Jala University College. Every carton of fish we been sell, I get a commission. They allow me for put a price where they meet up that commission, but then they can't check if I overcharge. Because if you overcharge, then a problem. You understand?
Yes.
Within 1 year, I made over 4,000 lions. In those days, if you have 1,000 lions, you are considered
I'm
a
so
millionaire.
Mr. Jallo. Anyway, I never talk say business, what would they grow business? Now make me even with the leaders the way they come to politics and salon, I they watch them say, this man what in baseline? What I go reference to win and say he don't manage one, he make am to two, or you make am to 10.
You know, also with politicians and they make mistake,
You know, sir?
they feel that when they get power, they are there to take money and do favor to the people. If anybody go na power, I know say when I dey na I for create the circumstances for make people and use the wealth of the nation for create sustainable investments we will uplift the people their lives. They will they
Mr.
will
Jallo.
make they will make profit. They will make profit being in power.
Anyway, no, and again the language which I would today. Then they call the thing where them they talk about why they talk saying they can't gather people for can write the Dutch language, then they fail, then the Dutch people the Dutch writer. Then they call it dictate the Netherlands. That they mean say dictation in Dutch of the Dutch language. Mr. Jallo, them step they feel them woefully. I tell you what language we be say the bar even me wife now me who left Belgium for come na England. So
You know,
income like when you talk that 2 year because they get university course 2 year high standard for Dutch. It done that 2 year for make it talk right na problem because the language is so sophisticated that they encourage person foreigner. The first thing I see
I think I know what's in the issue. Then Germanic language, then they use a lot of idiomatic expressions.
the meaning
One
the meaning.
one one expression, then they use and severally with different meanings depending on the context where they use
So but listen to me now. If okay, let's say you what you render so they can make English dictation. You go pass them, they tell you be the teach, right?
I can feel that right now.
No, no. I'm not talking. I'm not talking about now. I talk about the tell you come on at school where then you make dictation, you know go feel them.
I never feel that. Yes.
Why a language where be say people in the journalists them then go feel them back.
Well,
Then you feel them.
the language of journalism is slightly different from normal grammatical language.
No, I just give example. Teacher then did the teacher then did the lawyer then did the they feel them.
So. You
No,
know,
now the language too difficult for right. It too difficult
I
for
even talk to you, not gonna ever sabi that language. You don't
no no
free,
no
you don't free
no
that.
no no. Hey, Mr. Dello, there's a reference point. There's a reference point now.
I know they deny, I know they deny what you say.
If
But
if
what
the
I
if
say is different language different.
Mr. Jallo, no, no, no. I don't afraid of free language. I get the zeal. I get the man wait on back. The man wait on back. He even turn back na salon.
You look, you give up because that man
No,
come back. I'm really not afraid.
no, not afraid of you. Not afraid of free.
When they man say about say, afraid.
Mm. No, not afraid of free though. Because okay, I go maybe as time they go on, I go make them video then they last thing to you make
Now
you see
I
then
just they make fun, but I want let you know
way.
say I want let you know one thing.
Yeah.
I went through the same difficulties here. But me what helped me now a small bit. One, the environmental affirmation of the people that have in the mix with is sort of assist me for learn the language because they were mostly Norwegian. It's our delay for maybe about 20 minutes from here. I was the only black there. Most of the guys can speak English, their families speak English, the people they speak English because they teach English in all the school system as a second language. But they were encouraging me to talk to them in Norwegian. When
Mr.
I'm in
Jolly
the
guy,
when I'm in the
yeah.
learn the language, I had a friend who was a banker, a senior banker when I'm a neighbor. Anything where I can get problem for read, I dey call and say, but Remika help me dey come. We sit down, we discuss and he teach me. But the fact is, the Germanic language then more difficult for learn than the Anglo-Romantic, the Mediterranean languages. You understand? What
Mm.
they make them difficult is that their vocabulary not big, but then get the way then they use them words, then pass you are a native of that culture for make you understand the different meanings the way they get from. You understand?
Mm.
The one word, then they use them, it they mean different thing in another context. And that makes it difficult for me
I
and
go,
you when not born that
yeah.
culture.
I go one me man don't you don't call Nayatra day
Mm.
we in a politician at Belgium. I go one for me telling a story why make make say tell you may you know we instead they talk well like how me they talk we dey talk the language well no get communication problem for talk but we didn't see can't write that language.
But let me ask, the university system, they not get provision for studying English?
Now I tell you if you study in English now you dey pay for them.
We know they study in English, they study in
No,
Norwegian.
no. It is if you study in English, now you pay for them. If free,
Okay.
we learn in Dutch.
Now,
So
we
then
now, everything is taken care of by the state, and then they even allow people from other parts of Europe to answer the now free.
no, then as long as
And the people that when they come out Europe for can study now, then they keep tuition in English. Like me, when they know say I don't live now, I would have difficulty having an option for English, except maybe I make an appeal to okay because of the age I'm not getting for which you don't live in a lexicon again. So they allowed one for English and they say okay, right. You understand?
yes, sir.
But
Anyway, the-
language them difficult anyway.
no, okay. As we say, if Salon we want for make the people realize their full potentials
They
in
must use
education,
mother tongue.
we for come up and this even
Not
English.
at the camp.
Now
We're not a
a
left
big
English. We're not
no,
a
no,
left
no,
English. You know how they do them?
no.
First and foremost, to for put more weight on kindergarten education. You know what they do?
Now that the base.
At the base, not the foundation.
Yes,
When picking and they go nursery, then they learn more by playing.
yes, yes,
And at the end, they begin master socialization, they master behavior, they master a lot of things. If we begin them, like we want to make kindergarten effective, we will get a system na Sierra Leone way. Then we train them and meet them. Then society money and the other one then for be traditional birth assistance for the
yes.
river women. We can use the same approach We go to the villages, train women who have gone to some level of school, give them certain basic training how for use like this Montessori method at kindergarten, then establish village kindergartens where people then they go to farm, then small picking them, they get 2, 3 women they already take care of them. Month done, then give them something. Give them the things they let it begin and begin play and begin become creative. Use local materials. Not go import Lego from Netherlands for picking for go play na Sierra Leone.
No.
Go be small, then they teach you how for make kite, they make them gig, then poker motoka. Those things begin with the kindergarten, let it begin and become creative. They begin to get innovative thinking in the beginning, then you explain to them in the Mami language. Okay?
Yeah.
Then from there, I think you don't allow graduation. From there,
No.
take the same Mami language, teach the Pekin them, all what you get for teach them in the different subjects up to the end of junior secondary school. Why start Pekin they go through that stage? Teach them English using the Mami language.
Yeah. Because if I go help you back and see, now Belgium back, all man they speak English and they speak grammatically correct. Not they sabi the language, but then they introduce English at secondary school.
We now from primary school.
No, we in a secondary school. Now French then they first introduce because now in the second now will be your second language.
Okay.
Then introduce first the English and the French. Later in a secondary school they introduce the English
Okay.
and German.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, then they talk English. All Dutch speakers now Holland do now Belgium they speak English.
Okay.
But they not introduce them early in education. And they introduce them later.
Then
So
for
but we
that one,
now
we now let them learn them from let's say like from class 3 up to the end of junior secondary. Teach it as a subject. It's not a language for teach. It's a language. It's a subject that they learn. Then
me
from senior secondary now, begin use English language. Let's see what you know.
Mr. Leon, me last one I will give me stepbrother, the woman, the papa in last wife, the bobo, he be sit to he be in the go university. Where they write now, so they vex where they write bad English. Now I begin monitor him. I guess Mr. Jalo, then if you dey write the English nowadays, it
It's
don't improve.
okay. Yes.
It don't improve tremendously. Because I not be the monitor him, I not be the challenge him, I don't know because now this WhatsApp now they will begin communicate. They write this kind of English. I say, oh man, which school he go? He talks, say, oh, he go to St. Francis. I say, oh, man. He say, man, stop this kind of thing. I say, yes, they're not be teach the emphasis by English, this and that. Mr. Jalo, today that boy, if you write, it don't improve tremendously. It don't improve because the teaching what they today in a salon, teacher what they go teach somebody, then they are very then talk say somebody they teach in a school in a from 3 tap, then they teach. Yes, I read somebody talk about one
Our
school.
country has nothing to write home about, me, brother.
Anyway,
Lord, go sleep. You get for
Lord, the
me.
rumble, rumble. Yeah, I get for go. Anyway, well,
Men
thank
are
you
my
again for
men are my officer. They flow. Alec cannot sleep. Of course, we tomorrow na holiday.
you see, I will not go holiday. Well, we go talk
No
Friday.
problem. Thank you. So have a
No
nice
problem.
evening. Bye.
It will,
Okay, Pambule Muna will I think today will take una long a big party there. We na conversation we can get. We dey get conversation and I know say we dey learn a lot from we this way. This is the conversation we want in Sierra Leone. Now they talk to we now they discuss issues that we go take we country to the next level. Not to issues about good thief goat, good thief cockroach, We all not thief, man. The law accept that. We the thief, we the lie, we Congo sa, we noisy. That's all about us. But we have to accept that these things will not take us forward. We find a way to solve them problems here. Una we na the first time una the come today. That my brother Aji Bujalo, welcome and keep coming. This place is for education, but you know the politician will cost you one thing. They tell you now idiot. So Avex for land book you get pain. And my own teacher na course not a bit. So must they come and subscribe to the channel because anytime we come on, you will get notification. Help we share this channel. As a matter of fact, it's not only the channel. I'm working on some educational programs that will begin attached to this channel so that we will learn certain things like work ethics, something and they all are the prepare courses for them. We very soon are going to begin to put them online. They're going to be online, people are going to use them, then they will see what will be the next thing. Because we need them here in Sierra Leone. We need them. We need to take the country to the next level. Sierra Leone has a potential to become a multi-billion nation. And nobody can make that country if we don't. These are the causes I'm preparing. By the grace of God, before next month they're done, and I will begin to see the causes them online. I'm hoping to be putting one course per month. It's not going to be free or just for small people for using it because they are charging me for using this place. So just for the very small thing, but at the same time, I'll make it diverse, especially in those skill sets where normally people are not get now in the school system. Work ethics, leadership, safety issues in workplaces, socialization in workplaces, and kind of things. And the more I get for the building. Socialization in communities and diversity, etc., etc. That will begin learn how we will deal with diversity for profit. And I thank you for listening to me, and with the encouragement to keep coming. And good night.
What happens when truth becomes a tool, not a right? In Sierra Leone, confusion isn't just chaos, it's strategy. When leaders deny what you live, gaslight your reality, and rewrite the past, who really holds the power? Tonight on Truth Unmasked, we expose the tactics, we name the games, we decode the lies. Don't just believe what they tell you. Ask why they want you to believe it.